All right, we are live right now. Welcome everyone to our second installment of Distorted Conversations. It is Saturday, February 21st, 2015, and I'm your host Chris Reaper. Joining me once again tonight are well, one of my two panelists anyway, Andrew. Welcome. Thank you for joining me again, dude.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And we should have one other panelist, possibly two, coming in at a later time. As the night goes along, we'll be discussing a plethora of topics, answering questions, and just spouting off whatever the hell pops in our heads. So, if we have an audience here tonight, as I'm hoping we will, please feel free to leave questions and comments. I can't speak for everybody, but I will pretty much answer anything you can throw at me. Oh, and as always, guys, if anyone would like to join us on a future broadcast, please drop me a line. Well, with that said, let's get started. So, what I want to talk about first is I don't. First off, dude, have you seen the movie Exodus?
Not yet. On my list, but not
Okay.
yet.
Are you aware of the like constant controversy that's going around about this movie about it supposedly being racist?
Hmm. Why does it not surprise me to hear that?
Well, see, the thing is that a bunch of social justice warriors, especially like those on Tumblr and all this other kind of stuff,
Hmm.
they're pissed because apparently they got the whitest actors to play supposed ancient Egyptians. And it I can't help but think about like the original Ten Commandments with Charlton Heston.
Hmm.
Now, I love that movie personally, right? But even back then, there was a lot of controversy and argument about why didn't they get, you know, Middle Eastern actors or at least darker skinned actors to play the Egyptians. And I was like, well, okay, for the Cecil B. DeMille's film, you have to kind of give it the pass because it was like in 58, 59, and that's
Hmm.
just the way that things went back then.
Right.
And so, I mean, I have to kind of give it a pass for that. But with this one, I kind of agree with like the people that gripe so much because even though I like Christian Bale as an actor, I mean, there's plenty of other more ethnic actors you could have gotten to play Moses or what's her face was playing as the Queen Nefertari. No, not Nefertari. It was Moses' mother, Sigourney Weaver.
Hmm.
And I'm like, all right, Hollywood has not learned by now that people are going to gripe and bitch about this stuff. Why put yourself in that kind of situation?
Are they going to bitch and gripe about pretty much everything that's wearing a shirt?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Just like you think Hollywood would have learned by now, but I mean, like I said, I'm not downplaying Christian Bale or anybody else in the movie because I do think everybody is a good actor. But we
Hmm.
just got to ring back, dude. Welcome.
Hey.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey,
Not bad,
what's
man. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
great? We are just discussing a topic. Okay, I'm just gonna ask this of you. Have you seen the movie Exodus?
Yes, I
Okay,
have.
I have not seen the movie, but how was it?
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you
let's get
think?
an informed opinion here.
It was great. It was actually great. I thought it was a bit creepy, a bit uncomfortable in some areas,
A big.
but yeah, it was. Especially there's a scene in the film where she's actually masturbating with a crucifix. And that was pretty uncomfortable.
It's just nasty.
Yeah, no, yeah, right. Other than that, I thought the film was actually pretty good. It was. There's some horror films that don't focus on dialogue as
Right.
much as they should. Exodus actually did that quite well. The original one, the one from the 70s, it actually did that really well. And it's actually the dialogues that actually make you feel a bit scared uh, in the film because the dialogue chills. So yeah, it's a very unique film, and because of its dialogues, so that's why I think it's a great film.
Now, are you aware? Because I was talking with Andrew about this, about the swirl of controversy going around about the movie that the movie's supposedly racist.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, no. Let's Google this.
Best
Well,
answer.
apparently, and I think it's mostly on Tumblr, but apparently there are a lot of social justice warriors that are attacking the film because of its casting choices. And
Oh,
they're saying
okay.
that Christian
Oh, hold on,
Bale,
hold on, hold on.
Sigourney
Hold
Weaver.
on. We're talking about Exodus. Crap, I thought I heard Exorcist. Oh, shoot. Okay, right. Yeah, that is...
Oh, God.
Okay, the movie Exodus, no.
Well, that
No,
took a darker
no.
turn than I expected.
Yeah. The film Exodus, no, I haven't seen it, but I understand the racist, idea behind it. Um, and there's a lot of controversy going on, yeah, about it because Christian Bale, I think, I found this to be quite like Moses were alive in today's part, he would be considered a terrorist.
Right, right.
Yeah, and then a lot of people just freaked out about that. That was so funny. Uh,
But what I was saying was like,
the
okay,
casting choices, yeah, absolutely. No, I've heard about it. They have, Christian Bale playing a Semitic, individual, which is quite
right.
interesting. But it's how should I say this? It's honestly from a director's point of view, either you can go with getting the authenticity of the film right, or getting the good film. Unfortunately for Ridley Scott, he didn't get either of the two things. Okay, he got he didn't get the authenticity right. He didn't even get a good film out of it. So yeah, I understand. I mean, the racist, the whole, bickering about it, but it's honestly irrelevant. It wasn't even a good film, to be considered on that level. Good graphics, good visual effects, but when people take artistic license on stories from the Bible, it gets a bit strange sometimes, like we
Ah,
experienced in Noah.
right, right. Absolutely.
But
I was gonna bring up Noah too, but
yeah, mhm.
I mean, I was just saying, like I was telling Andrew, there's, people are gonna bitch and gripe about pretty much anything under the sun, but
But yeah,
with this certain instance, I like you said, I do kind of agree with what they were saying, even though I'm not downplaying, Christian Bale or Sigourney. I think they're great actors,
hmm
but just like you said, as a director, you have to, there's a bunch of considerations that you have to make.
yeah,
Does the actor fit the role that he's cast in?
hmm
And it's just like, I mean, and I don't know if you've ever seen Charlton Heston's Ten Commandments.
I have,
Okay.
yeah,
And back then it kind of went of a pass because that was like the late 60s, and I mean,
yeah,
all,
absolutely,
all of Hollywood was whitewashed.
yeah.
And it was just, I mean, no offense, Andrew.
No, I was going to say fine choice of words considering what we're discussing here.
But I mean, what I'm saying, that's just how things went back then. You didn't get a lot of ethnic actors in top bill roles unless it specifically dealt with that subject.
hmm
And even then, it wasn't until like the mid to late '60s where you were getting a lot of African American actors and even some Hispanic. I don't even know if they knew what the hell Hispanic was back then, but yeah, and it didn't start coming into its own until much, much later. So in that sense, I can kind of give the Ten Commandments a pass. I mean, I thought it was a great film. I thought Charlton Heston's always been one of my favorite actors, and everybody did their part in the film. Like I said, casting choices was just what it was back then. But with this film, I mean, I was telling him that you would have thought that Hollywood would have kind of learned its lesson by now. You're gonna get a lot of backlash. You're gonna get a lot of crap from people saying, well, the ancient Egyptians weren't as white. I mean, you really got the whitest people you could find to play ancient Egyptians. It just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Hello?
Hmm.
Did we lose Orion?
Well, my audio went out for a couple seconds there.
Well, no, I hear you. I think we lost him again.
Hmm.
Dude.
Yeah, he's going to go down.
Man, he's really got to get his... Wait a minute. Take it. No, he didn't come back. His Wi-Fi is really like...
Yeah, this happened last time too.
Yeah. Dude, your Wi-Fi sucks. Oh, man. Hold on. Let me see if I can get him again. Don't mind us, folks. I don't... You know what? Can't even see how many viewers we actually have. What did you use for your... Okay, we got to ring back.
For the viewer count,
Yeah.
I just used the YouTube link.
Yeah,
Like I had.
Oh, okay, right. The YouTube, like I see it. Uriam, you back, dude?
Yeah. My internet was just acting a bit strange, so I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
like
no.
I had it paused and muted so I wasn't like hearing myself talk twice.
Right.
I was still keeping in track of the viewer count.
All right. Well, everybody posting questions, it should be. But no, I mean like I was like going back to what I was saying. You would have think Hollywood would have learned its lesson by now. It's like I don't even know. I mean, I think the movie came out last year, sometime in December. But it's 2014, 2015. Come on, you have plenty of Middle Eastern actors, Hispanic actors, Native American actors that could fit this role just as well. And you get the most European actors you can find,
Yeah, Welsh.
or Welsh, right?
Yeah. It's like, but I mean, like I said before, it's this thing, direct the time, like times are going for authenticity. Directors at the time are going for, just making a good film. Now, the film Gladiator was an incredibly, inaccurate and unauthentic film,
Right.
because of how it, displayed Rome and the story that line that it had. But it was still a good film. And here's the thing: if you're successful in making, an unauthentic film a good film, but if a film doesn't do as well as it should have, and you don't get the whole impact out, then you can, a lot of people do come down to, maybe the film wasn't authentic enough. But when my couple of my my brother and my father, when they saw Exodus, they didn't really care as much about Moses being a fairly white guy who had seen like
Yeah.
it seemed like he put on tan lotion. They were more interested in how the story takes place, or the visual effects, and how they're trying to show Egypt, in that day and age. So,
Right, and what I was saying, that's kind of my thoughts on the original Ten Commandments too. It's like once you get past the who they cast part, it's actually a very engaging, very very gripping story, which I enjoyed. So I mean, you can
yeah,
look at it
exactly.
in both ways.
Yep, I agree.
So, any more thoughts on this, Andrew, or you're just tired of hearing whitewashed Hollywood?
Well, I mean, having not seen the movie, quite honestly, I have no informed opinion on this. I could sit here and make all the jokes in the world about races and whatnot. But
Oh boy, but I mean, no,
nothing
but
as cool as Ureem's got for this one.
like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think like 99% out of the time, the social justice warriors who bring up this racist crap, they're just being ridiculous. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you're too very overly sensitive. But on this one, I thought they kind of had a point. That's just what I think.
Yeah, I stopped listening to them long ago. They blow smoke to get fucking attention. That's their whole game. Most of the time, anyway.
Pretty much. But all right, well, I guess with our thoughts covered on that, we can move on to some questions that I got.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Quite a lot of them over mostly Tumblr. I got a few off of Facebook too, but I'm going to keep those fairly anonymous. All right, first
Nice to know
one.
you people like us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, seriously. But okay, Andrew, we have one that's directly for you. It's from Zach Galifianakis 12387, and he asks, I don't know if that handle sounds familiar to you, dude.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't to me.
No.
But anyway, he asks, are those prescription glasses?
They are. Although, quite honestly, I could not tell you what my prescription is. I paid no attention other than I needed to wear these damn things.
Right. I mean, I don't know if he asked that question because he felt because I've seen a lot of them. I don't know what you call them nowadays. I don't know if you call them hipsters or whatever. They actually just wear the frames without the lenses, and I guess that's kind of a style look. I don't know.
You can ask Morgan all about that one.
Why? Why does she do that?
She's got a picture on Facebook with her, Galen, and two of one of our pastor's daughters all wearing those glasses and reading books while sitting on what appears to be a stoop.
So I guess that is some kind of weird. I don't know. Reem, do you know anything about that?
No, I don't.
I'll even pull this up actually.
Yeah, look up hipster look. I don't know if they're trying to be wannabe geeks or whatever, but I guess that's why this guy asked the question.
Hmm.
All right, while he's looking that up, Urim, there's one for you here.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. All right. Polly Blizzard 101 asks, your accent is quite elegant. Were you born in the UK?
One that was raised there for like 5 years.
Uh,
Yeah. So yeah. From I think I was there when I was 2, and then I moved back to Pakistan when I was 7. So yeah, there we go.
ah.
Yeah,
So, yeah, people admiring your accent.
there we go.
That's awesome. And you know what? I'm quite proud of my American accent. I don't give a damn what anybody says.
God bless America.
There you go. There you go. I was born and raised here. I have a good old Yankee accent. Because I'm a good old American. All right.
So you wanted to know how to be a hipster?
Oh, there it is. Wiki out how to be a hipster.
Because they're never wrong about anything, right?
Oh, man. That's got to be like a recent thing, though, because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
yeah, because like I haven't seen it like sprout up. I don't know, within the last, what, 3-4 years?
Something like that.
The hipster movement. But I can't really talk smack because in high school I was a little thug wannabe. I wore my pants right down to my ass.
There we go.
Oh, man. All right. Let's see if I can... See if I can sift through all these effing questions. I'm going to go through them, like, because I know we didn't answer a lot of them that were anonymous, but I actually started taking down the names. All right, let me see. Andrew, check the link and see if we got any viewers.
Right.
Oh, wait, I see him right here. One viewer. Somebody's watching us. Welcome, whoever you are.
And I'll send this one to your Facebook chat, actually. The picture I was referring to, if it will cooperate with me, that is. Yeah, here you go.
Which one is this one?
The one I was referring to just now.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't do that all the time, at least I don't think they do.
No, but Amy used it against her quite frequently.
He used it against her. You don't know what it's like to be blind. Alright.
Well, I do. And most of the time it's fun. Just not when you're behind the wheel.
No, I know. I've had to get... actually, I got glasses when I was like 10, 11 years old.
Mm.
And, I mean, I've switched to contacts since, but...
I tried them once. All they did was irritate my eyes, and I never went back.
Yeah. Well, dude...
I'd rather have to deal with looking like a mature, intelligent adult than deal with irritated eyes.
Well, dude, funny story. When I was getting trained for contacts when I was like, I don't know, I think I was like maybe 17, 18 years old, it, no lie, took me 4 hours in the optometrist's office because I could not get the damn things in.
Yeah, I could see how that would be a challenge.
Yeah.
Dude, she was getting so pissed off because I couldn't get the damn things in. Like, I don't want to touch my eye. I don't want to touch my eye.
I can't. If I try, my eyelid just flips in.
Yeah, see, that's what the problem for me was, too, until I, like, finally just got it in there. Now I could touch my eye with no problem. I've been doing it for so many years, but... Urim, do you wear contacts or no?
No, I don't.
Oh, look at you, you lucky little bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, eyesight isn't everything.
Eyesight's way overrated.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Just use your hands to see everything.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure the ladies out there appreciate that.
There you go. Hey, just ask Ray Charles. That's what he used to do. But, okay.
Yeah, Ray Charles, yeah.
All right, do any of you watch wrestling?
Yes.
Okay, we got
I used to, now I don't.
Okay, we got a question here. Favorite wrestler? I don't watch wrestling, so I really can't answer this one.
Greatly depends on the era. WWF Attitude Era, easily Triple H.
Mm.
06 to 010, like the period after transition into PG and all that bullshit. I would have to say Randy Orton. And nowadays, honestly, it's a toss-up between Orton and Seth Rollins.
See, I'm an old school guy. I used to watch it like when I was a kid, and all I remember is like Sergeant Slaughter and Hulk Hogan and all this other kind of stuff.
Oh, so we're talking way, way old days.
Yeah, way back, dude.
Yeah.
If we're reaching back then, I gotta say Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. I'm just gonna go with a cop out and say Undertaker.
I'm going to go with Goldberg. I thought he was amazing. So yeah.
Goldberg. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I seriously haven't watched wrestling in like 20 years, so that's as
Yeah.
close as I can come.
It started getting really, really sucky around 2009.
Yeah, agreed.
Why is that?
Well, that's
it's
really
just
when
that they started. Yeah, no, go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, that's really when the PG era, which took out any blood, any seriously violent stuff, almost any sexual references. Around 2009, that all disappeared, and that was really what formed the heart of wrestling. It wasn't just about what happened in the ring; it was about the drama that surrounded it. And with all that drama really died down to something children would appreciate, I think it's lost its magic for its true fans.
But like, I remember, I mean, from what little I do remember, a lot of them were story driven, weren't they?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were, and they still are. But it's not as interesting without the risque stuff. And I think that really had to do, at least in WWE, with Linda McMahon running for Senate or whatever she was doing. She was going for some political office,
Yeah,
and
she
they had to
was,
make what at the time was her product, and turn it into something, I guess, appropriate for campaign or some shit like that. It was a sellout, if you ask me.
Wow.
Yeah, she was actually going for governor of New York.
Is that what that was?
And that's,
Okay. How'd that work for her anyway?
He dropped out. No, there it is.
okay.
There we go. Didn't go
No.
very well for her either. She never took office.
Mm.
No, but I mean, like, wasn't it originally just WWF, right?
Yep, WWF,
And then it-
WWF.
And then it branched out on all these others, you know, WWE and WCW, and then
Well,
I mean-
WWE and WCW were two different companies all the way down. WWE was pretty much an independent rise. The NWA financed WCW. They backed them. 2002, the name was changed from WWF to WWE over a name dispute with the World Wildlife Fund, who had the claim to the acronym WWF before WWF as we know it existed. So they changed to WWE to avoid that legal battle. And then the brand extension happened, which made two shows, Raw and SmackDown, entirely separate brands from each other. Then 2010 or 2011, they all started appearing on every show. And then they unified the two shows' titles at the end of 2013, I believe. And basically, it was just a whole roundabout from one show to two shows to three shows to one show and blah.
Wasn't there another show like ECW?
Yeah, that was.
ECW, yeah, I remember that one too.
Now, ECW also was its own thing until WWE picked it up 4 years after ECW went defunct. I think it and WCW went south at the same time, and WWE made a whole storyline out of that acquisition, which put both Vince McMahon and Ric Flair in the owner's seats, like they were business partners or something, 50% owners.
Mm-hmm.
It was a funny storyline. The two of them just constantly trying to cock block each other at every turn.
Cock block. That's all. No, but what about okay? What are some of the other ones that I remember? Raw, SmackDown. Were they their own companies too, or?
No, they were both WWE shows.
Oh, gotcha.
They both still are, but they're no longer separate brands. Just happens to be the names for the Monday night and Thursday night shows.
Uh, because what the last thing that I remember that anything wrestling related was somebody was trying to get supposedly Undertaker still wrestling.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I don't think. At least he hasn't been seen since last year's WrestleMania, which was nearly a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm sure you're familiar with the undefeated streak at WrestleMania.
No, I'm not.
The Undertaker coming into
Yeah, that ended,
WrestleMania
yeah.
30 was 21-0 at WrestleMania.
Wow.
Brock Lesnar, this past WrestleMania, snapped that streak. That was one of the biggest moments in the history of all of wrestling. The fan reactions I saw when I watched that pay-per-view, dead silence, complete and total shock. Like one of those things that after almost 25 years when he started, none of this, like they never expected that to happen in their lifetime.
Because the last thing people were making like a big hype because they were saying that Undertaker was gonna wrestle Sting or something like that.
I heard rumors about that one. I'd love to see if he's in any shape to do that. Although the way the storyline as we're watching it now is progressing, it's looking more and more like Sting versus Triple H.
And who's better?
Depends on their rust. Neither of them have actually wrestled in quite some time. Triple H is now the on-screen chief operating officer, and Sting is just an interloper that's trying to screw up Triple H's very blatant plans to dictate the company. Like his character claims to be about what's best for business, when in reality, he's only doing everything to serve himself, like any good authority figure in wrestling.
Gotcha.
He's basically another Vince McMahon, except, quite honestly, not as funny.
Good.
I remember all the old ones like Sergeant Slaughter, Hulk Hogan, Gold Dust. Wasn't that the gay one?
Yeah.
Goldust is still wrestling today with his brother, actually, Cody Rhodes.
Is he still gay?
They haven't done a great deal of character development with him. Last thing I've seen of them was the two of them fighting over costing each other matches and shit.
Papa Shango, the natural disasters. That's all I remember. The old ones when they first started. Oh man, well let's move on to another question. We seriously spewed into a tangent there.
Yeah, we did.
All right.
It felt good to have a topic that I actually knew something about.
Right. Let's see. Okay, here's a kind of oddball one from another anonymous. Do you think aliens built the pyramids? No, I do not.
No, neither do I.
I don't either.
But I don't know if any of you have heard about that show, Ancient Aliens on History.
No.
Well, okay, in those times, I don't think they understood that there were other countries in the world where aliens could have come from.
Yeah. Illegal aliens in Egypt, right?
Yeah.
No, but seriously, I mean, the show revolves around that whole premise around, aliens built the pyramids and all this other kind of stuff. It's actually a very interesting show. It's very entertaining. They're about on I believe their 7th or 8th season right now. And they basically have attributed everything. They've taken Ancient Man and they've made him seem like such an imbecile. Because they're making it seem like, a freaking caveman couldn't tie his shoe without some help from an alien.
But he couldn't. All he could do was swing a giant club and set himself on a fire.
No, but I mean, I'm saying like the Mexican pyramids, the Egyptian pyramids. It's like aliens built every single ancient artifact, an ancient monolith or building that I mean, come on. I mean, they're getting seriously ridiculous. Like I said,
Okay.
the show's very entertaining, but they're getting to a point where it's like, all right, guys, enough is enough. You're seriously running out of ideas.
Yeah, I firmly believe the monolith is an alien structure. Everything else, no.
Which monolith?
You know, the big rectangular black one, the one depicted in all the
Oh, in
sci-fi movies.
2001.
Yeah. I also believe Hal was the greatest person to ever exist.
Hal, yeah, Hal 9000.
Mm.
Dude, I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Mm.
Did you ever see that movie, Kareem?
Space Odyssey, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
Great
to
film.
endure that one for an
That's
online
actually one
class.
of probably the only. Yeah, I think that was Stanley Kubrick's The Clockwork Orange, and that's has to be one of his best films. But yeah, the rest have been pretty crap. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. 2001 was probably Kubrick's best in my eyes, anyway. That one, and I think he directed Full Metal Jacket too, wasn't it?
Yeah, like the first 15, 20 minutes of Full Metal Jacket
Yeah.
was really all I cared to watch. As soon as Hartman was shot down, that was
Yeah,
pretty much the end of the
that's what
movie for
the end of
me.
the movie. That's what like 95% of everybody that watches that movie watches it for was freaking Arlie Ermy. I'm like, dude, he's awesome, and he
Okay.
seriously plays the exact same character in every movie he's in.
If Ermi is watching, you are the greatest, man.
I would agree. I would agree. All right, let's see. Da, 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 da. I don't think we covered this one last time. Favorite horror movie?
Mm.
Mm,
That's a toughie.
that is tough. I mean, there's a case for Nightmare on Elm Street. There's a case for Friday the 13th. There's a very strong case for the Saw series.
See, but that's the thing with me. At least for me, I don't really consider slasher movies as horror movies because I don't get scared of them at all. I think they're very entertaining, but I just don't see them as true horror. It's just
Yeah,
one
yeah, I know.
guy's.
Well, that would kind of make it a subjective thing then, because you do have people that do get scared with the blood and the squeamishness and whatnot. You have people that don't. You have people whose horror is seeing the gynecologist every month.
See, but I
So,
mean, what I consider true horror is stuff like The Exorcist,
mm,
Poltergeist, things like that. Not some guy chasing you down with a knife.
you don't believe that's horror?
I'm gonna speak for anybody else.
Knowing you've got a guy coming after you with a
Yeah,
deadly
no,
weapon.
actually, I agree with him because I think those films should be, classified in the thriller category because they make, most of their, scenes off of thrilling scenes like is he there, is he not there, who's staring. So I don't think that has anything to do with horror. That's just got to do with the thrills of an adrenaline rush. I think horror would, probably have to do with something you're really, really scared about, and I think The Exorcist is one of those films that goes in that category. I think as of late, there's a movie called The Conjuring that did a pretty good job as well, establishing itself in the horror category. But yeah, I think these slashing films, they're more thrillers, with plot twists and all. The same goes with, I mean, like the same people can find The Sixth Sense pretty scary, but then we
Mm,
all know it's a thriller. It's not really, a horror film, and then you've got plot twists, you've got, those intense scenes, and you even have, the creepy-looking people who are dead, of course. But yeah, I think Chris got a point on this one. I think they're more thriller films rather than horror. But again, it's of course thriller films are always subjective to the person who's watching them. They can be treated as horror. They can be treated as intense storylines as well. Yeah.
Right, and I agree with you. But see, the thing with The Sixth Sense is I don't ever think Shyamalan ever intended that to be a horror film. That was just a straight supernatural thriller.
Yeah. No, he didn't. I'm sure he didn't. I can't say the same about Signs because that was atrocious. But
Yeah.
yeah, but with The Sixth Sense, yeah, it was more directed towards being a thriller rather than anything.
Oh my god, dude, Signs was hideous, dude. It's like, seriously, you're gonna take the most abundant element on the
Uh,
planet and use it as the alien's weakness. I'm like, you cop out bastard.
yeah, I know. And the strangest thing, I think the strangest thing was how the film ended. That the wife, act, I don't know if Andrew's seen Signs, but I'm not trying to spoil it, but it was so stupid. How the wife is explaining what he should do to defeat the aliens in an accident, probably about 5 years before the aliens even, came to Earth, which is so ridiculous. I mean, it's like what is going on? This film is, stopped making sense. It's like a cartoon. Signs was literally like a cartoon, just a very well done cartoon. So yeah,
It was, dude. It was much worse because there's this guy. There's one movie critic on YouTube. He's called the Nostalgia Critic. He's pretty funny.
yeah, I know, I know,
Yeah,
I
I don't
know,
know
I
if
know.
you saw his.
Yeah,
Like, you seriously have an advanced alien species that can travel light years across the universe, and they can't get through a boarded up window? Are you serious?
yeah. Have you seen his one on Jurassic Park?
The third one, yeah, I saw his one on Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah, there was also one he did on the first Jurassic Park where he absolutely abolished Jeff Goldblum's performance as Ian Malcolm Foxy. That was just amazing. I mean, how he just abolished his performance.
Speaking of him, I don't know if you've ever seen. It's one of the worst movies ever made. It's called The Room.
Row?
No, The Room.
The Room.
Right.
Okay.
And dude, you seriously
No, I've
have
never
to
seen the Room.
see. You have to see the Nostalgia Critics freaking review on The Room. It is classic. It's seriously awesome. Oh, okay. I never gave an answer for what my favorite horror movie was. Let me see.
Here, this may help you. I was looking up horror movies of the 1980s, and that came up.
Entrails of a Virgin.
Read it. I swear to God, read it.
Holy crap! Wait a minute. What the
Wow.
hell?
What an is.
Where did you find this, dude?
I looked up horror movies 1980s. That one looked interesting.
Wait a minute. Bring it up on the chat. All right. Let it load up real quick. Come on.
Okay.
A group of photographers and their models go to a forced retreat. They engage in S&M, playing lots of softcore sex. Eventually, they get picked off one by a filth-covered demon with unnaturally large. Most of the sex scenes are fogged.
Yeah.
What?
They classified it as horror.
Oh, that's classic.
Great.
All right. I still haven't picked my favorite son of a gun. You know what? I'm just gonna go with. Let me see. There's so many good ones. You know what? I'm just gonna go with the original Poltergeist.
Mm-hmm. Good choice.
Yeah, that was just mine. All right. Let me see if I can find another one. Do. Most of these we answered already. Turtles 2013. All right. I don't think we answered this one. Funniest cartoon series. I'm going to go with the original Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry's up there. Ed, Ed, and Eddie is up there for my
Ed, Ed,
personal
and Eddie.
Th- That's my pick, Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Like that was hilarious. It was one of those cartoon shows where you're actually looking forward to Saturday morning things. So yeah, Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
A close second for me would be Family Guy.
There we go. Not in the same category as Ed, Ed, and Eddie and Tom and Jerry, but okay, yeah.
No. I take it back. I say no. Okay, funniest is Tom and Jerry. Second is Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy, dude. Nothing could overdo. Then comes Family Guy. Ren and Stimpy was just so classic. It's so ahead of its time. It was not even funny.
Hello, boys and girls. This is your old pal, Stinky Whistleteats.
Yeah. Stimpy, you idiot!
That whole song, I shit you not, was based entirely on Burl Ives references.
I know. Oh my god, there's so many classic episodes of that series. I loved it. I actually got the whole series on DVD.
Oh. Do you happen to know the Happy Happy Joy Joy dance by heart?
No, I do not.
That's a shame.
It's like, what kind of a freaking Ren and Stimpy fan are you bastard?
No, when their asses bump.
Oh, dude, did you see I think one of my favorite episodes is the one where they both become hermits. They isolate themselves in a cave and they start building sculptures of each other with their earwax.
Oh God.
That one was awesome.
Why do you have to bring that up?
Dude, when I showed that to my sister, she almost literally vomited. It was so funny. Freaking sticking spoons in their ears and just taking out all this green gunk. Oh man, I loved it.
Oh my God.
I love that. I love that cartoon. All right, let's move on.
This is a fine tone we've set tonight, gentlemen.
Exactly. Still only got one viewer, but hey, I hope you're enjoying this, whoever the hell you are. Okay. Oh, and just let me reference this. For the one viewer that's actually watching this, if you want to submit questions, we cannot see the actual YouTube comments. Go on the video. There should be a little button that says join the conversation. Click that, and then there's a Q&A app that you have to hit. Hit that Q&A app, and then you can ask your questions that way if you do have any questions. So there's my little shtick. Okay. Have you seen Batman Under the Red Hood?
Yes,
I have, and that was an amazing movie.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, did you see it?
Nope, I have not.
You gotta watch it, dude. Seriously awesome.
I agree.
One of DC's finest. One of DC's finest. Okay, I think we answered that. Okay, here's a good one. Best film director in your opinion?
Best film director.
Uh,
Only because he did something that I really did not think would ever be possible. J.J. Abrams.
Which was why?
He brought back Star Trek and presented the prehistory of the original series in a very, very convincible manner.
All right, I can respect that. Ureem?
this is a tough one. I'm going to go with Steven Spielberg, to be quite honest. Mainly because of not the movies that he does currently, but the movies he has done in the past. Ending a line, and he also, with Jurassic Park especially, it was a new era that he ushered in, and quite effectively at that. So yeah, Steven Spielberg, in my point of view, is by far the best director.
Awesome, awesome. Let's see, if I had if I had to pick a best director, holy crap. Boo. I'm going to go with Chris Nolan.
Nolan. Nice.
Okay, we have actually somebody asking a question, and it's coming up. Hey, Carrie, what's up? Welcome to our chat. If you want to ask any more questions, we are here. Or you could just sit there and keep watching us make an ass of ourselves. Whatever pleases you. We're just right now answering questions that people have sent me on Facebook and Tumblr and all this other kind of stuff, so enjoy. But yeah, I'll go with Chris Nolan.
Nolan, okay.
Friend of yours, Chris?
Say that again?
Friend of yours?
Yeah, Carrie, she's been a friend of mine for a few years now. We've been in a few plays together.
All right. fellow actress.
She was, yeah, she's dude,
Well,
she's
I'm an
awesome.
actor, but you know,
Yeah, she's an awesome actress.
awesome.
And she was actually in Vector 3 too. She played a reporter, small role. So
Cool.
she's on her way. Her and my sister are in another play. It's called The Streetcar Named Desire.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they're both in that one. All right, let's see if I can move on to another question. Okay, I don't know if any of you are familiar with the old Twilight Zone.
To unlock the store
I am,
requires
yes.
the key of imagination.
All right, we got ourselves a bona fide geeks here. Awesome. What is your favorite episode?
Oh God, are you really gonna make me pick?
Damn right.
Whoever asked that, F you. Okay, into the tank for the next few minutes.
Lorraine, you got any, or have you watched the series?
Because I've only seen some, but I still have to think.
Yeah, let me see. I mean, I've seen them all like quite a few times. Okay, my favorite one would have to be The Dummy. That one just creeped the living hell out of me when I was a kid.
That would creep out a young child.
Yeah, I would. You boys are still thinking, huh?
There's a few I'm tossed up between. One is, will the real Martian please stand up?
Oh, you liked. I mean, that one was good, but it was so silly.
One more pallbearer was another one.
That one was pretty awesome. Yeah, guy went nuts. He freaking created the end of the world himself.
Mm.
There's just so many awesome ones. I mean, let's uh, To Serve Man. That's a classic one.
That's a really good one. I'm trying to
I the
pick one that doesn't make me sound like a complete sellout.
I the Beholder.
Mm.
Everybody, a lot of people love that one. That one's pretty good. Um, there's actually a few ones
How
that are
about
not
Living
very.
Doll? I thought that was.
Living Doll, that was creepy as hell too.
Little Girl Lost wasn't bad.
Oh, but except for that horrible dub that they used for the kid.
That was the funniest part of the whole thing, I think. Just how
Yeah,
bad,
that's
just how
that's what
bad
made
that
it
was.
not enjoyable. But no, there are a few that are not very well known. There's one called the Jeopardy Room. It's actually one of only two Twilight Zone episodes that has nothing to do with the supernatural. It's
Mhm.
basically just I think he's a Russian refugee and he's traveling through Europe and he's hiding from um like a defector or something. But anyway, the whole thing is he's holed up in this one room, in this one like little shabby hotel room, and he has two assassins that are like camped out right like in the building right next to him.
Yeah, Vasilov and Boris. I remember those two.
Vasilov, right. That one was awesome. It was like, holy crap.
Yep.
You know, it was just like a dance between these two guys. I was like, wow. And no, there are two more that I like. The one with Mickey Rooney, The Last Night of a Jackie, where he's like this little short guy and he wishes to be like a giant.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was early season 5.
right. And one more I like. It's kind of with the same motif as like a guy arguing with himself in the mirror. It's called Nervous Man in a $4 Room.
Uh, that was something.
Yeah, I was like,
Watching a guy fight with himself.
exactly. I mean, both these episodes they're just carrying because like it's basically just a one-man show, and they've carried off so well.
Yeah.
But Irene, you all right there? You kind of flit it in and out.
Yeah, no, yeah, apparently, it's just some technical issue. I have no idea what happened.
Okay. And Carrie says, "I'm just enjoying fun show, guys. Thank you very much." If you have any questions, Carrie, please feel free to submit them.
Any questions? Literally anything at all.
Anything at all. We will answer anything.
Oh yeah.
No shame. No shame. Okay.
I mean, hell,
Yeah.
we told the whole world what underwear we wear last week.
Exactly. Oh, we just climbed
Yeah.
up to 2 viewers. Yay!
As soon as I said underwear, we got an
we,
answer to
we
that.
we got another viewer.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know.
What kind of underwear do you wear, you freaking weirdos? Okay, here's one.
And I said G-string last time, and I stick by that.
There you go. Dude, I think that's why that person asked you what kind of prescription glasses you wear.
The fuck does that have to do with my G-string?
I don't know. All right.
Uh,
All right, this one's just like oddballish. Like, why would you even ask this? Favorite serial killer? Can there be such a thing?
sure. Everybody does it their own way.
I don't have a favorite serial killer. I actually can only name like two off the top of my head, like Bundy and Dahmer.
I have no idea.
Jack the Ripper.
Ah, that's a serious cop out right there.
It is a cop-out, but it's true. Oh,
Okay, Carrie's got a question. Any film, TV, theater, any film, TV, theater dream roles?
I would have liked to have been a Starfleet officer on any incarnation of Star Trek.
It's actually a really good question. Thanks,
Yeah.
Carrie. I'll tell you what mine. I would love to play Sith Lord.
Of course you would.
Oh.
That's pretty easy for me. Urim?
I'd actually love to play a with a serial killer in a thriller. Yeah.
Any serial
That
killer
would
in a
be
thriller. So you do have a favorite serial killer.
No. I don't have a favorite serial killer. I never thought that, but I think just the role itself would be kind of cool, playing a sadistic individual. That would be fun.
I would
And
agree.
yeah, you can do so much with the characters themselves and develop them on their own. But yeah, going with just a sadistic character, who has no limits. So yeah, there we go.
That's awesome. Okay, I get that. I don't know if everybody's gonna be able to answer this one. Any favorite sports teams?
They're not American, but
Not
yeah,
really.
cool.
Not really.
Right. Well, mine are I only stick to football. And mine are the New York Giants.
hmm Yeah, I just stick to European football. So
Soccer.
Mhm.
How's that going anyway? Like, are they
Frustrating
like?
as usual.
Uh,
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, teams in Europe have to play too many competitions, at least about three or four, and you only have like a 22, 24 squad, 22, 24-man squad, and then when the injuries happen, they happen all at once. So then you're just scrambling for players, scrambling to promote players from your B team into your first team, and it just it's a horrible match. Uh, but with
Urim kind of cut out there.
did I really?
Yeah.
For a second there. Sounds like you're good now.
Okay, yeah. I was also saying. I don't think you heard me. Yeah, it's just that when injuries happen, you have a 24-man squad and you're playing in four different competitions. That can be definitely when the injuries start to hit, they hit all together, unfortunately, and then you have to scramble for players. So that can be a challenge, and that's what the European leagues are about. So, yeah.
Like, I mean, do they do like a? I know it's like okay, it's a Super Bowl with football. It's like the World Series with baseball. Is it the World Cup with soccer? Is that what that is?
Oh, that's for national teams. Like for instance, if Brazil were playing Argentina or something like that, that would be a national game.
Right.
This is a club game where you have like the equivalent of that would be the New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys. The team I support is from Spain. They're called Real Madrid. Massive club, massive history and all that. But yeah, you've got clubs in different leagues. You have a league in Spain, you've got a league in England, you've got a league in Ireland, you've got a league in Scotland, you've got a league in France, all over the world, and so teams play in different in their own domestic leagues. They have at least possibly two competitions each in each country, and then they play a European league, which is called the European Cup, which is kind of like knockout football, but so you have at least in each year. So it's very competitive. It can be very competitive in some countries, and especially when all the European teams are playing against each other.
Right.
You have a team from Spain, you have a team from France, you have a team from England. Then it can become very competitive, and it's very difficult to win the European Cup. Yeah, my team won it last year. They're probably not going to win it this year again because it's just so difficult to retain that trophy. So yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few games on YouTube that they posted, and those guys play hard. Let me tell you.
Kicking balls around.
They run their asses off, like seriously.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's back and forth. It's tough. It's really tough. So
All right. This one seems kind of a dumb question, but I'm going to answer it anyway. Were you popular in high school? Hell no.
Oh. Mm-mm.
good question.
I was hated in high school. Absolutely despised. And quite honestly, I'm perfectly fine with that
Yeah.
because many of them are miserable now.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Miserable, married, whatever synonyms you want to come up with.
But no, I was kind of in high school. I was just like there, you know. I wasn't
same
popular. I wasn't,
yeah.
you know. It didn't really carry too much weight with me. I just like because Environment High School is like it's not like what you see on TV. You know, it's like where you had the popular clique and you had everybody just pretty much despised everybody else.
There was much more. No,
convenient,
there was
yeah.
much more weed and illegal drugs than the television would let on.
Oh no, yeah,
At
I mean
least where I
definitely.
went.
I mean, there was that, but it's just like you didn't have like the head cheerleader dating the head
Head
football,
jockey.
the captain of the football team. You didn't have none of that, you know.
Oh, mine. No, mine did. Gammy that time.
So
That was a big
yeah,
thing. It was like you'd think it was hard, solid tradition for the cheer captain to be dating the quarterback or some shit.
yeah, but
And
yeah, we didn't
that didn't go far.
we didn't really have too much of that. At least not that I remember. You know, I mean, there were probably some more preppy, uptight, snooty kinds of people, but they
Prudes.
were like really few and far between. So.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, all right, next question. That was just kind of a dumb one. Favorite fictional vampire?
Favorite vampire?
Alucard.
Alucard.
Hands down.
And I have to go with the Castlevania rendition of Alucard.
Right, yeah, that one's good.
Symphony of the Night, easily the best Castlevania game that ever existed.
You know what? I don't know if this counts or not, but I mean, I guess I could put Blade in that category because he's kind of he's a vampire. He's not a full vampire, but
No, well, neither's Alucard, and we're answering him anyway.
yeah, that's true.
Alucard's half.
He's a vampire.
Yeah.
Urim?
I'm going to go with the original Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Bram Stoker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dracula.
Right. Dracula, yeah. He was fantastic.
And I would assume that you would go with Bela Lugosi as the favorite actor to portray him, right?
Yes, I would. But Gary Oldman wasn't all that too bad. It's just that I just hoped more from a Francis Ford Coppola film. But Gary Oldman wasn't that bad. But yeah, of course, the original, played by the very own Bulgarian actor. Yeah, he was great.
Mr. Lugosi. Okay, here's a good one. What are your thoughts on the current Planet of the Apes movies? Is this
Great.
even worth asking? They're like the greatest things ever.
Somebody obviously wanted to know.
I mean,
Maybe
don't get.
great. Yeah.
I mean, I was, like smitten over the original 5 movies. I mean, I love them, absolutely love them, and but these, I mean, they just do so much justice to the original movies that I mean, they're absolutely brilliant, you know. I mean, the first one, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I mean, if they had even stopped at that movie, that would have been a perfect lead-in to the original 1968.
Hmm.
You
I
know,
agree.
that's
Yeah.
just. I mean, they're awesome. That's really all I can say about the original series. The original series and the current reboot is just they've done they've done the franchise justice pretty much.
Hmm.
Oh boy, this is funny. Another anonymous question: what ethnicity of women do you find most attractive?
You know, I'm starting
God,
to think there's a reason these people stay anonymous.
Yeah.
God.
All right, Andrew. I want to give that one to you first.
Oh yeah, put me on the spot first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, truth be told, white or Asian.
There you go. White or Asian, Urim?
One very
Don't have a
particular
preference,
Asian, might
really.
I add, that I currently have eyes for.
Say that again.
One particular Asian that I currently have eyes for.
All right. I won't go too much in depth with that
Good.
one,
Good.
Urim.
Yeah, I honestly don't have a preference. For me, with women, it's more to do with personality and have, just having an intellectual conversation rather than
Right,
that's a
right.
cop out, but yeah. So
No, I mean for
Well
for
now, well
a
now
lot
I
of guys, that's true. It's
yeah, so don't have a preference really. So.
well now that I've made myself sound like personality isn't everything.
well, no, because like some people. I mean, for different people, it's different things. For Urim, it's personality. For another guy, it might be the way a woman cooks, or how she carries herself, or how she talks, or how educated she is, or sometimes even how much money she has. Yeah, everybody has different things.
Yeah.
Uh, but for me, you know, physical attractiveness, that's definitely up there, and I'll give you mine. You know what? I'll give you my top three. My top was, of course, Hispanic. I love my own. A close second would be Caucasian. And a third would be I love Arabian women. I love Middle Eastern women.
Hmm.
I think they're gorgeous. So there. I got my top three.
Cool.
All right.
All at once.
Oh, that would be great. Oh boy. All right. Here's a kind of odd one. I don't know. Have you ever seen the reality series Beauty and the Geek?
Hmm.
God
I've
almighty.
seen a couple of episodes, yeah.
No idea.
Mm,
It's a ridiculous TV show. They
it
pair
really is.
the most attractive girl with the most nerdiest individual man, and then they actually in the one I actually happened to see, they switched it up. They paired a very attractive guy to a very geeky nerdy girl. But yeah, it's just drama and melodrama and a total waste of time. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad I haven't seen it then.
I'm inclined to agree with your aim on this one on all counts.
Yeah, I'm surprised I've never even heard of this before. It's the first time I've ever hearing of this.
So am
Is
I,
that like a play on Beauty and the Beast?
more or less in a way.
So they're
Kind of,
comparing
yeah, but yeah.
they're comparing geeky guys to Beast. Okay, gotcha.
Hmm.
Anyway, all right, I think we already answered that one. Oh, this one's awesome. Which would you rather have, an Owen power ring or the Force?
The Force.
Tuffy.
Not for me. The
Force,
Force.
the Force.
I'm gonna have to go with the Force too.
See, I like the idea of being able to manipulate people's minds just because of the sheer fun that can be had with it. And if somebody out there has really, really pissed you off, choking them without leaving fingerprints is always a plus.
Dude, it's not even all that. I would love Force lightning.
Force lighting, yeah. No, I was thinking,
I
Shocking.
mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to have a Green Lantern power ring. You can do almost anything with it. With the Force, you can't freaking top that.
Nope.
yeah.
There's just too much that can be done with it to ignore.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. Now that we have, I think, pretty much all the anonymous questions out of the way, now I started taking people's names down, or at least their handles, so you can actually affix a name with a question.
See if we can actually
Okay.
recognize any of these people.
Yeah. Okay, so Chainmail275 asks, what are your thoughts on the Assassin's Creed series?
I I have none. I have not given any of my time to it, and really don't plan to.
See, with me,
Right.
I've
So
played the first one and I've played Black Flag, and I thought they were both pretty good.
I've played Black Flag personally. I
Yeah.
have I have owned Unity, which was I think the one with I think yeah that wasn't Black Flag for me has to be the best because it was fun, and that's what Assassin's Creed and free world games have to be. They have to be initially fun. They're not supposed to have such a ridiculous and confusing storyline that you just don't stop enjoying the game. But if we're on the genre of free world, then Grand Theft Auto just kicks butt in that. So Black Flag just managed to give you that sort of feel. You have a ship. You can go to different islands, and that's what GTA is kind of about. And then you can do different stuff in it, and it's like for me. So Black Flag for me has to be the best out of all of them.
Yeah, and I pretty much couldn't have summed it up better myself. So Black Flag is pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, I do love the original Assassin's Creed. I love the storyline behind it. But Black Flag just kicks all kinds of ass, you know.
Yep.
So
You know, it really, nothing in the series really ever held me aside from the fact that the Animus exists.
right,
That's about
right.
it.
But
I'm very curious to see what that looked like, what my ancestors lived with.
yeah. But
Hmm.
did you hear? I mean, this is kind of not spearing on a tangent. It's kind of in the same thing. But did you hear they're supposed to make an Assassin's Creed movie?
That doesn't
Yes,
surprise me.
Michael Fassbender is playing the main character. I forget. Desmond, yeah, Desmond.
Desmond.
Desmond Miles, yeah.
It was a fad at one point, really, coming up with movies based on video games. I mean, they did it with Super Mario Brothers, which I would not recommend watching under any circumstances.
You talking about the original one with what's his face? The British guy, the British actor.
Um,
What is his name? The guy that was in Who
oh,
Framed Roger Rabbit.
Bob Hoskins,
Bob
yeah,
Hoskins.
that's the one. Yeah, I forgot. I keep forgetting he's British because of how he speaks.
I know he does such a perfect American accent.
But no, that went way too far off the realities of the Mario universe. But then I get that it was live action and really can't be emulated properly. But for even for that restriction, it really wasn't good.
Yeah,
So
it's been a year since I've seen the movie, so I can't really remember too much about it.
I hear
But
they're coming out with a Legend of Zelda Netflix series.
yeah, they're trying to make what the Link is. I don't know if they're trying to make her a girl now or something like that.
Now, how the hell do they plan to do that and maintain the universe? Everything Link does is for the benefit of a princess. Let's not forget that.
I don't know. It's crazy third wave feminists trying to feminize everything. Anyway,
Oh, and speaking of feminism, how about Ghostbusters?
what about?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I heard about that. They're trying to make what all female now?
That's what I'm
Yes, they
hearing.
are.
I mean, no, you can't do maybe one, but you can't do that. I mean, they already did that on the Extreme Ghostbusters. They had the one female Ghostbusters, and that was okay, you know. But all of them? Oh, come on, you're going a little bit too far.
They're just trying to reboot something.
I think it's
That's
pretty
it.
ridiculous. It's like a sorority row meets Ghostbusters. No, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Jane does the weather 20 asks, are you familiar with the series Arrow? And if so, what are your thoughts on it? Ureem, I think this is a question for you.
Okay, so you really want me to answer this question? Okay. Apparently, Arrow has drawn too many inspirations from Batman for me. You have, the guy who was a chauffeur who resembles Alfred. You have the girl who's on the computer who resembles the Oracle. You've got, Oliver Queen, who's trying to be this complicated version of Bruce Wayne. And then you've got the villains who aren't even necessarily Green Arrow villains. Ra's al Ghul is not a Green Arrow villain. I mean, you can definitely play the crossover, but it just lacks
That to
knowledge
me,
about the
I'm
character.
sorry,
A lot of things you can do
I'm
with
sorry
Green
to
Arrow.
cut you off here, but that is the biggest sin that series has made. You cannot
Oh yeah.
make one of Batman's most quintessential villains and then bring him over
Mhm.
to freaking
Totally.
Green Arrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And the same thing with the Huntress. Even though the Huntress is not an integral, Batman villain, but she is in Batman's stratosphere. And then you just pop her out of, Green Arrow, and it's like, what on earth is going on over there? And even in the first season, where it's the idea is that they basically trying an area which is, just reeks of poverty. And that was the same idea of Batman Begins, if you think about it. The League of Shadows, or the League of Shadows, I have no idea what they were called. You can,
Yeah, I think it was the League of Shadows.
yeah. Yeah, that's the same thing they were trying to doing, where you had the Arkham Asylum, the area around Arkham Asylum was pretty poor, and they were trying to basically start, destroying Gotham from that area, and there are so many similarities that you can draw. It's just ridiculous. I mean, fine, it's really better than the Flash. I'll admit that. It's acted well enough on some point that it can draw interest, but it's honestly just playing off of other things in the whole DC universe that are not really essential to Green Arrow himself, but is about the DC universe in general. So it's basically just an advert for the DC universe rather than for Green Arrow, because the Green Arrow looks like a total Bruce Wayne ripoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, he said a mouthful there, but yeah, I do agree with you. I do. I've never actually seen the show myself, so I can't really give any thoughts one way or another. So, but
We got something in the app there.
yeah, okay, I see. Lily Evans just joined the chat. Welcome. She asks a question. Worst pickup line that you use on a girl?
Any I've ever said.
Would you care to elaborate on that, dude?
Let's see. What's the very, very worst one?
He used that song, So Call Me Maybe.
That's been done.
All right. You know what? I'm going to answer it first. That was mine. I actually wrote that entire freaking chorus on a napkin. I left it for a waitress, and she never called me back, so I will never do it again. That's my worst pickup line. So call me maybe.
Okay, good. Wow.
Reem, you got any?
I don't go with pickup lines.
Yeah, there you go. Neither do I, honestly. That's like one of my only ones that I had.
Mm-hmm.
And Andrew's still thinking over here. Dang, dude, has it been that many?
Yeah. Must have been interesting times.
Well, there's two that I'm really juggling between, and they're both among the cheesier ones that you might find on the internet.
Oh boy, get ready, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, baby, you got a nice beaver? 'Cause damn.
God, you serious?
No, I really did use that. That was a high school one for me.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And as for my other one, it had something to do with sitting in sugar and sweet ass, and I'll let you guys figure that one out.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Wow.
Yeah, listen. There was actually one pickup line I can clearly remember, which has to be the worst pickup line I've ever heard. It goes like this. Did you just say? Did you guys get that?
No, you cut out there, dude.
Okay, yeah. The pickup line because you blew me away.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez.
Oh God.
Andrew, do you know this Lily Evans chick?
I do not. I
'Cause
don't.
she seems to know a lot about you.
Well, here. Here's the rest of the shirt.
Yeah, I may be wrong, but it's highly unlikely. And apparently she wants to know about that Asian chick that you were fancying. Ever use any pickup lines on her?
No, I did not.
There you go.
Quite honestly, I have a little too much respect for her to do that.
There you go. And
Yeah.
you know what? Not to downplay it or anything, I never really found Asians all that attractive, honestly. I mean, that's just me. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird.
Although I
Okay.
am always wrong, this shirt's just a cover.
Got that. Okay, and she also says, by the way, very interesting show you have here. Thank you very much, and thank you for viewing. Please go get your friends and make them watch too. All right, let's see. Let's move on to another Tumblr question. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, Crimson Backlash asks, are you happy with the direction the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going? That, my friend, is a very excellent question, I have to say. Oh, man, let me see. I don't think that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has gone in any serious tangents, although I would question their judgment on the whole Guardians of the Galaxy type thing. Um, but
Okay.
overall, I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. You know,
Yeah, I mean, they seem fine. Guardians of the Galaxy was fun. That's just my thing. I mean, it wasn't the best, storyline of all time. It wasn't the best film of all time, but it was just fun. And, like mindless fun. In terms of yeah, I know. Excuse for reaching out to the Guardians of the Galaxy was that, well, we're trying to bring Thanos in. Well, if you're trying to use Guardians of the Galaxy to bring Thanos in, what was the point of showing him, the end credit scene in Avengers 1? You've already kind of introduced him. I mean, people
right.
know, that's Thanos, So there was no real reason to go, take this direction and try and come back again for the Infinity Wars there later on in a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, to me, that was their oddest choice to go with that one. But I guess it is kind of integral to the story. I guess like that's what they're leading up to is Thanos in the third Avengers film.
Yeah.
But I think they're going fine. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I don't like this whole Ant-Man freaking thing that they're trying to introduce. I think
No,
he's just.
no, yeah, absolutely, I agree. Yeah.
It's just. I think that's completely unnecessary, especially when most people who think about Ant-Man automatically think of Ultron, and they've already freaking altered that origin. So, what is the use of Ant-Man?
Yeah, absolutely. Mhm.
What? Andrew, any thoughts on this?
Not really. Not any more than you guys have.
Okay. All right, and Lily Evans asks a question: most embarrassing thing that happened or have you done in public? Wow. Oh, dude, I can name yours. It was that cross and the switchblade shirt you wore.
Oh, that didn't even scratch the surface.
Oh man.
Can anybody here be skinny dipping in a public pool?
No, I can definitely cannot beat that.
I was a young child with no sense of humility.
Skinny dipping in the public pool. Oh, let's see. My most embarrassing moment. I would say when my mama beat my ass when I was 8 years old inside a J.C. Penney. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, I
indiscriminate.
can I can empathize with that, but
Been there, done that,
uh,
huh?
yeah, mine's probably along the same lines, and it wasn't even spanking. It was probably just notification. That's about it. But as a child, you do feel kind of ashamed, and you do feel kind of embarrassed and being screamed at by parents in public. So yeah, it was
Kind of a shame, dude. She pulled my pants down right in front of everybody and just gave me like freaking 5, 6 whacks. I'm like, you
wow.
demented. I must
Biggest
have
pain
really.
in the ass you'll ever have.
Yes. I'll tell you. Yeah, that's by far my most embarrassing moment. So Uh,
Just don't let it happen now.
well, yeah. If it
Yeah,
happens
that'll be
now, then
more bad.
somebody's going a little senile. Just, just saying.
Oh
Oh boy.
boy.
Okay. Jason and Debbie41 asks, "What are your?" Oh boy, we were just talking about this. What are your thoughts on feminism?
Yeah, we were here not too
So,
long ago discussing Ghostbusters and such. My thoughts on it: equality.
Well, see,
Always equality.
the way that I see it is, okay, you have original feminism, and then you have these third wave freaks that have, just recently come out. I don't know if you ever heard of people like Anita Sarkeesian and Brianna Wu.
no, I haven't.
Well, they
Uh,
they are like the voice of the third wave feminists now on like YouTube and Tumblr and all these other social justice sites or whatever. And they like to call themselves third wave feminists, but what they really are just straight man haters. And
Yeah.
just like Andrew said before, the original concept of feminism, at least from what I understand, is equality between the genders. A man gets paid a certain wage, a woman gets paid the same wage, and now they've just
they've gone and perverted it to their own wants.
yeah, it's like they've just taken it and they've twisted it. And they've taken equality and somehow turned it into I hate all men. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I feel like we owe them something for having had rights above them for so long.
I mean, they're all it's this. Oh my God, women are being victimized in this. Women are being victimized in that. I'm like, okay, listen. I understand that women have had to put up with a lot of crap over their several hundreds of years or whatever you want to say. But that doesn't mean that men can't go through the same thing that women go through. I mean, you know how much a man gets discriminated against in today's society? I mean, seriously?
Plenty.
Yeah, I mean, go to any nightclub. Not that I'm saying that I've been to any, but go to any nightclub and you see how much men get discriminated against. I mean, look at the social justice system and where everything is on the woman's side. I mean everything. You can't go to court without the judge looking at the man and saying, "Okay, well, what did you do to cause this problem?" Like, are you serious? I'm just standing here.
It's because you get better ass and titties off the woman. That's all it boils down to.
It's just ridiculous in my eyes. I mean, they're taking it way, way too far.
Mm.
I mean, you want to just down on me because I was born with something between my legs. Come on.
Mm.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I seem to have a fan here, guys.
What is she saying now? Oh boy, look at this. Okay, the lava
is it?
lamp and boat are from two different styles of culture. What is wrong? I think you do have a fan here, dude.
To answer your question, everything is wrong with me, as we established a few minutes ago. And while we're on the topic, the boat is actually a U.S. Coast Guard ship. I have that because my dad was in for some 25 years. And it's not a lava lamp.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like an electric thing. That's pretty cool.
And if I touch it, the bolts gravitate there.
See
Just
that?
Wow.
Just thought I'd demonstrate the fun stuff.
Thank you, dude. You've
Mhm.
made my life complete now.
Cool. Glad I could be of service. Next question.
All right, let's see. What do we got for our next question? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, World War Gundam. That's an interesting handle.
Yeah.
Asks thoughts on the recent Super Bowl. All right, you got a few hours?
I don't have a problem with my balls. Same can't be said for the Patriots.
That was the most atrocious play I've ever seen anyone make. And you know what? I don't care what anybody says. Everybody's trying to blame Pete Carroll for the call that, yes, it is the head coach who makes the call. But you also have to go with the offensive coordinator. He made a screwed up call too. But with that said, you have to look at, okay, no matter what an order a quarterback is given by either his offensive coordinator or his coach, you have the ability to change the call on the field. Why in God's name, when you are first and goal, half a yard away from the end zone, would you make a pass?
With
I don't
Marshawn
care.
Lynch, no less.
With Marshawn Lynch, no
With
less.
fucking
Exactly.
beast mode, and they still made that decision.
Why the hell are you going to go with such a boneheaded call? I don't care what your coach tells you. I don't care what your offensive coordinator tells you. You've been a quarterback long enough to know that, okay, this is retarded. You do a handoff when you are that far away from the end zone. You do not make a pass, you jackass. So you know what? I blame what's his name? Seahawks. I blame Russell Wilson just as much as I blame Pete Carroll, and I blame that offensive coordinator. All three were to blame. And I think that was a travesty. A travesty. The Seahawks had that game, and they totally threw it down the toilet. They flushed that game down the toilet. And you know what? The Patriots deserve the win for Seattle being so damn stupid.
Interestingly put,
And
yeah.
this is just the abridged version of our collective opinions.
Yeah.
If you got a few hours, we'll rant the whole Super Bowl down for you.
Oh my God! That was a travesty. That was the worst. I mean, don't get me wrong. Up until that point, it was a very exciting game. I mean, there were amazing, phenomenal catches, amazing, phenomenal plays, and that's not to downplay Russell Wilson as a quarterback. I think he's great. I think the guy's got immense talent. But you know what? For that boneheaded call, you deserve to hang your head in shame because that was ridiculous.
And I'm sure they are. It
Oh,
will be until the next Super Bowl, and maybe
That
longer
felt-
if they don't make it again.
That felt good. Urim, you have any thoughts on this, or?
I'd agree. I actually don't know much about the game as in terms of rule, but I know how it's being played, of course, and I saw it. I thought they were going to run it because I've seen a lot of teams do that when they're that near to the end zone. I was surprised that he did pass, go for the pass because it's such a clustered place, and there's so many bodies. An interception was bound to happen, to be quite fair. But I thought they were going to run it in. So.
I mean, it's just, oh my God! Every time I think about that, damn you, whoever asked this question, it just brings back bad memories and just pisses me off. My God, everybody likes to coddle Russell Wilson. Oh, well, it wasn't his fault. The bullcrap, it wasn't his fault. Like I said before, the quarterback has the ability to change the call on the field. Let's move on to another damn question. All right, Winter Street Dave 234 asks, favorite Bruce Willis movie? Interesting.
I
didn't get that.
Who do I want to go with this one?
Urim, the question was favorite Bruce Willis movie.
Okay, yeah. Sixth Sense. Hands down.
Oh, okay, Sixth Sense. Andrew?
Yeah.
Gonna have to go with The Expendables.
Really? The
Yeah,
Expendables,
really.
dude.
It was that or Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 12, whichever of the two he was in.
I didn't even know he was in any of those movies.
He had a cameo, really
I think
brief
he was
one.
in 12. He was in 12. He was in 12, yeah. He was in 12.
Oh my God, my favorite Bruce Willis film. I'd have to go between The Fifth Element and the Die Hard films.
Die Hard.
Can't say Die
I knew
Hard
it.
without copping out.
No, okay, the first two Die Hards
Yeah.
were actually, what's his name? John McClane was actually John McClane, not some freaking superhero who can crash through a plate glass window and not have a scratch.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I'd have to go with either Fifth Element or the Fifth Element. It was such a quirky role that he had. I just loved it. His classic action hero that he always plays. But
You know
yeah,
what? I also liked Assassination of a High School President.
never saw that one.
No?
No idea.
Come to think of it, I really haven't seen all that many Bruce Willis films. I've seen the Die Hards. I've seen Fifth Element. I've seen the first Expendables. I don't know if he was in that. Was he in the first one or the second one?
He was in. I want to say second. I'll have to look that up. I'm not entirely positive, but I believe second.
What else? What else? What other movies have I seen? That guy, this guy's been in so freaking many. Oh,
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. There you go.
Yeah.
I gotta put that one up there too. That was awesome. The part with him with the samurai sword. That was just classic,
Yeah, that
dude.
was funny. That was,
Goes-
that was amazing.
Oh man, I love that. Okay, apparently Lily Evans has a questions for me. Okay, Chris, I have a mathematical question for you. Does
Oh, boy.
0.99990 really equal 1? State reason as to why it would be yes or no.
This
I
should
have
be entertaining.
no earthly clue what the hell you're talking about right now. The 0.9. Okay, guys, help me out here. What does she mean?
I'm minored in this
She's
stuff,
saying
and I can tell you
is
no,
yeah
because
no.
it falls 100,000th short of 1.
All right. I don't
Well, look
really
at it. You
know
got
what
four
else to
nines.
say to that.
Well, look at it. You got 4 nines there. The first number after the decimal point represents a tenth, and then a hundredth, and then a thousandth, and then a 10,000th. And there's nothing after that representing 100,000th or later. Therefore, the number is 100,000th short of 1, and therefore the answer is no.
Yeah, but what an oddball question. Where'd you come up with that?
This is distorted conversations.
True, true. We do talk about a lot of distorted things. So. Oh boy. Okay.
How about her next one?
Yeah, celebrity crush.
Uh, I ran this last week too. I
Yeah, we
said Kate
did. We did.
Hudson.
We did kind of answer this one last week.
Yeah.
I still say
E-
Kate Hudson a week later.
Eva Mendes,
Yeah, my answer stays the same. Rachel McAdams.
Rachel
Yeah.
McAdams. Yeah.
Nobody's even throwing Mila Kunis out there. Or
No,
Mila
you
Kunis, or
know what?
whatever her name
Oh
is.
yeah, yeah,
I don't
Mila
even
Kunis.
know.
Yeah, we were
Mila,
kind of
yeah.
going back and forth with her too. But no, another one would be Eva Longoria. I think she's pretty hot.
Mm.
I'll do that.
That was the
Desperate
only
Housewives.
reason that I watched Desperate Housewives.
Yep.
But yeah, there you go.
Ah, ha 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 ha.
What do you got?
She called you out on this. Look.
Why are you the only one without your video on? Because
Now
I
you
didn't
gotta
feel
give
like
us your real damn answer.
because I didn't feel like getting prettied up. That's why.
I never get prettied up and I'm doing this. I don't need the lip gloss and the cheek powder and all that.
Dude, I've been in bed all freaking day.
And I agree with this next statement as well.
You need a female on this show. Why? You know of any? You want to get on here?
Are we
Hey,
actually gonna
le-
bring her in?
hey, like I said, anybody is welcome to join this broadcast. I don't discriminate against anybody. You know, everybody's good. You know, you want to state your opinions and you want to get on here and chat with us, you're more than welcome to. All you need to do is PM me, either PM my YouTube channel or if you have me on Facebook, which I don't think you do, just send me a request and I'll send you an invite. No problem.
By the way, did we hear any more from Des?
Yes, she told me she's not going to be on tonight. She has a sore throat or whatever.
Oh well.
So sorry to disappoint you, dude.
Oh well. It would have been fun hearing what she has to say about things.
Yeah. She'll probably be. I plan on making this like a monthly thing, so I'm gonna
Cool.
try to get her on the next show
All right.
if I possibly can. All right, let's move on to another question. Like I said, anybody who's still watching, these questions came off Tumblr, so. South of the Border 81 asks, do you believe in parallel universes? Interesting question.
Oh yeah. I have absolutely no problem believing that there's
Uh,
a mirror universe out there. I'm sure there's a good version of me on this side of reality.
Well, that's a kind of a tough question for me because I don't believe in parallel worlds in the way that like science fiction portrays it. Like we all have a doppelganger, and I mean it's an absolutely cool idea and it's a great plot device, and I love them. But I believe more in alternate spiritual dimensions.
See, just because of balance of good and evil, I have to believe that there's a mirror universe where there's an equal and opposite of all of us.
I mean, I love the show Sliders, and I love the whole basis around you basically live every version of your life in an infinite number of multiple universes, which is awesome. But I just don't really believe that. I just like I said, I'm more inclined to believe in like not alternate but like different spiritual dimensions. So
Yeah, I'd go along the same idea. And on Andrew's point, because there has to be and let's say if supposedly we are the good version, there has to be an evil version. I think the balance between good and evil is right in ourselves. But yeah, I'd agree with that. There probably is another universe that mirrors this one, but in the context of a more spiritual realm rather than a more physical realm. So yeah, there we go.
Oh my God.
wow, this chick is really giving it to me, isn't
Yeah.
she?
Uh-huh.
Gonna put on some makeup and get your pretty face on. Not tonight, sweetheart. All right, here's a funny one. What would be your name if you were of the opposite sex? Christina. Seriously?
My parents have told me this story. I was actually thought to be a girl when I was in the womb.
Explains a lot.
Anyway, they told me my name would have been Caitlin Nicole.
Caitlin. I'm gonna start calling you Caitlin now, dude.
Caitlin.
I've heard far worse.
Well, no, the effeminate version of Andrew is Andrea, right?
Would be Andrea,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, Reem, what's your take on this question here?
I figured that was kind of a cop-out answer, so
My
I just,
personal take on this question. I
no.
don't think. Yeah, I don't think my name has a feminine version of it. But the alternate version of because my name basically comes from the word Reem itself comes from the two stones that the prophet Samuel used to find out the will of God. So it was
Right.
the Urim and the Thummim. So I'd probably say the name Thummim is probably my alternate female name because it's a female name. So yeah.
Okay, I have a spin on this question. Sexiest female name.
Hmm.
Sexiest female name. Sweet.
Sexiest female name.
Oh man, let's see. For me, it would be I think Jaina. I love Jaina. Don't ask me why.
I've always been partial to Catherine.
Adriana. I think that's hot as hell. And Gabrielle.
Mm.
Wow.
Those are my sexiest names.
Oh no, there's something about the name Mary that is just so phenomenally hot.
Did you just
Uh,
say there's something about Mary?
Yeah, he
the name
did, dude.
Yeah.
There's just something about Mary.
We are fucking
Yeah.
geeks.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, Areem. Somebody's calling you out here. What does your face look like if you push all your hair back?
What does my face look like? Oh, that's a good question. Here we go.
There you go.
And yeah.
It resembles a face
Yeah.
with a very bright glare on it.
That's a surprise.
Okay. All right. Let me move to another Tumblr question we got here. All right. Pulp Fiction 24 asks, "Do you live alone?" Yes, I do.
Nope.
No, I do not. No.
Simple, to the point, direct. All right. Next one. Zach for Liver Eats. My God, these handles. Some of these people come up with these names. What are your thoughts on the Gothic subculture? That's an interesting question.
No thoughts at all. How about that? Yeah.
I think the dark side is kind of hot.
All right. Would you care to elaborate on that?
I've always had a thing for dark hair, and that's a pretty common thing
Well, I mean,
among the culture.
personally, I don't. I've actually known a few goths before in my time. They were all pretty. I mean, decent people.
Oh yeah, they are absolutely.
I don't understand why they get so much hate. I mean, I can actually. It's funny because I think like last month or the month before we were having a chat at work, and somebody kind of jokingly told me that I was a closet goth because of all the demented kind of stuff that I'm into. And I can actually agree that a lot of the things that goths are into, I'm into. I just don't really dress the part. I love horror films. I love just like the darker aesthetics of life, and I think that's why people give them so much crap is because they're expressing basically they dress the way that I think. I just don't choose to express that on the outside. But I personally find nothing wrong with Gothic people. I think they're some of the most intelligent, well-rounded, and well-educated people out there.
Yeah.
Just my take.
Absolutely.
So I have absolutely no hate for them. So plus there was this one Gothic kid that I knew in high school. My God, you want to talk about a born comedian? This kid had me freaking rolling in the aisles every time he opened his mouth. That's how funny this guy was.
That's the best kind of comedian. One that can keep his audience laughing.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
dude, I remember. It was in excuse me, it was in English lit. We were assigned to read this book called The Jungle. It's by Upton Sinclair. I don't know if you ever
Oh
heard of
my God, I can just imagine where this is going.
it. Well, anyway, we were all assigned to read this book, and the book was just terrible. I hated that freaking book. But he starts asking questions about a particular chapter that he asked us to read that night or whatever. And he got to this one guy, the kid. His name was Chris Cavallero. He goes, Mr. Cavallero, can you tell us your thoughts on the chapter that you had a reading assignment on last night? So this kid just stands up in the middle of the class and goes, "Well, I can sum it up this way." Tickle my throat. Anyway, he goes, "Let me put it this way: the chapter sucked, but pretty much the whole book sucks." So those are my thoughts on it. And I hate you for making us read this crap. Dude, the entire class started erupting in laughter. It was genius.
He asked for his thoughts. He got him.
Exactly. Like you asked for it, dude. So, oh man. Okay, let me take
The
another
app's,
question
the app's getting some loving.
for Carrie. Of course, Gabrielle. Chris, time to insert a plug for our film. Yeah.
Shameless plug coming up.
You picked up on that. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you. Christina, really very original. Applause. Thank you. Thank you very much. Mary, did you know that Irene thought your name was very sexy?
Christmas song reference.
Mary, did you know? I actually like that song. That's your baby boy. Andrew, you got called out again. I think the dark side is kind of hot, and then Darth Vader fangirls over Andrew.
Sleeping with Darth Vader, huh?
Oh man,
That's not the kind of force choke I had in mind.
I bet not.
I thought somebody out there would like that one.
Holy crap!
That was funny.
All right, let me move to another one. Okay, Champions East of the Rockies 126 asks, have you ever participated in a LARP? And I would imagine he means live action role play by that.
Okay.
Haven't really had the time, to be perfectly honest. See, if I were to jump in at any time, I would be the kind of guy that wants to stick with it and be able to go and play in this regularly. Without that kind of time, I really would not want to start.
Do we even have LARPs around here?
I heard of one maybe an hour north of where I am. I'd have to look up again what that was called, but this was somebody that was in the production of Annie Get Your Gun I did about 2 years ago. One of the main actresses there was pretty deep in that. Was telling me about it. Let me
Yeah,
look up.
and I would love to be involved in a LARP, but I haven't known any that's basically around this area. So,
Let's see.
what about you? I mean, you ever been in a LARP, or
No.
Isn't it?
Nope.
would you ever want to?
Sure, if I get the opportunity, yeah.
Yeah, I would love to do that. That's pretty. I mean, I've seen a lot of people on YouTube or whatever, and then they they do the LARPing thing. But I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. I would love to do that.
This is it right here. Mystic
Mystic
Realms.
Realms.
Yep.
No crap. All right. Wait a
Okay.
minute. My computer's kind of lagging over here now again. Crap. Wait a minute. One second. Mystic Realms live action role play. Oh, and where is
Excuse
this
me.
again, dude?
Uh, I want to say somewhere around Buna. I could be wrong.
Really?
Let me
Buna's
see.
not that far from me. Buna's like only like maybe 20 minutes, if that.
Let me see. I may be entirely off. Let's see.
Weird
Where
West
where
apocalypse horror fantasy sci-fi super steampunk. Holy crap.
contact? Are there? Is there an address somewhere? Let's see. About us. Uh, no, not Buna. Berlin.
Oh,
Okay.
Berlin. That's still not too bad.
Yeah, if you go under events, directions, Pine Hill is right there.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, Justice League Global 100876 asks, do you think DC will ever catch up to Marvel?
No.
Nope.
Well, in what respect?
If you're talking about ingenuity in terms of the films, no, because Marvel did it first. However, if it really all depends on how good the Batman vs Superman film does, and that's just looking like a shambolic slaughter right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it in the grander scheme of things, when the Justice League 1, Justice League 2 will be thinking of coming out, Marvel will be so way down the road, and they'll also almost be at the end of a very profitable venture. So no.
See, but I mean, okay, I would assume that this person's asking because Marvel has been so successful in the movies. But you have to also remember that DC's got a huge hand in the television arena. I mean, they've got Arrow,
Yeah.
they've got the Flash.
They've
They've
also
had
got the
a
animated.
slew of animated series.
Yeah.
So
But here's also the thing: when we're talking about DC, we're also completely ignoring the Nolan films of Batman that have taken place.
that's
But
true.
they are still part of DC. They're just more realistic take on Batman apparently. Uh, but as films, I would have to say the Nolan films were better than any Marvel film you can throw out. Possibly the only match will because of its euphoric outreach was the Avengers, and that's about it. But as storylines, the DC films are definitely better. But there's also one more thing. DC actually kids, they can cater to adults. And there's a lot of good humor in Marvel films and DC films. There's not a lot of good humor. It's more, serious film, and it's a lot of maturity in the script. Marvel isn't the same, so they cater to different audiences, I think. Of course, everyone loves Batman, everyone loves Superman, but when you want to get down to the cool stuff, it's a lot. It's quite mature. So yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't want to say they're two like apples and oranges, but
No,
um,
no.
it's I mean, what really got me into the DC universe was, of course, all the animated series
Yeah.
that they had out. I mean, that's what made me gain so much respect for DC, and I think they have fantastic storylines. They have fantastic characters.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I will always be a Marvel guy, but that's not to take anything away from DC. So, I think whoever asked this question, Justice League Global, 10 whatever.
There's a bias there.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're kind of saying that one downplays the other. I don't think that's the case because of course
No.
DC, like like you said, DC was here first.
Mhm.
And I think even Stan Lee himself has said that he owes a tremendous amount to DC for inspiring him. For launching Marvel Comics. So
Yeah.
to say or ask that do you think that DC will ever catch up to Marvel? I don't think it's a very fair question in my.
Yeah, because
In,
when we say that, you automatically assume we're talking about films, right? However, when
right.
you say DC, it's more the DC comic based industry. Marvel is more Marvel. And
Yeah. I think you cut out there again, dude.
are we okay now?
Yeah, yeah, I hear you.
Okay, cool.
Andrew, you got any thoughts on this?
X-Men.
Man,
One word.
That having been
X-Men.
said, never.
never.
DC will never catch up.
Hmm. Well, to each his own, I guess. All right. Let me see what she. Have you ever sharded yourself? No.
No.
Not since diapers.
That takes care of that one. All right. Have you ever watched the classic horror movies like Dead Alive, aka Brain Dead the movie?
I
Never,
haven't.
never even heard of it.
No.
So yeah. Sorry, Lily.
That's
Have
pretty much
never
that.
heard of it. Dead Alive. I mean, it does sounds familiar, but I've never watched it before. Never seen it. All right. Zone Free Zombies 187. That's an interesting handle. Asks, are there any prominent biker gangs where you live? Hell kind of.
I'm sure there are, but I don't get out enough to see them go by.
Yeah, same here.
The only ones that I can think of are, I guess we got the Pagans around here, but they're mostly in Philly. And I guess we have a New Jersey chapter of the Hells Angels, although I've personally never seen them. So
I'm sure they're out there.
yeah, but yeah, I mean the ones that I've seen once or twice were the Pagans motorcycle gang, but that's as close as I can come. If you ask me anything about other biker gangs, I really couldn't tell you. So
Yeah, I haven't seen any.
I wonder if anybody's ever pissed in a biker's fuel tank.
yeah, try it. Let me know how it goes.
I value my life and my testicles. I think I'm going to pass.
Okay, Wiley Coyote 66 asks, oh, here's this is hottest comic book babe. Didn't we answer this already?
Oh, interesting.
No, no. I don't think we have. Well, geez, I mean, you look at any comic book chick, and they pretty much all look the same. Can I just say everybody?
Yeah.
It's your stream. As far as I'm concerned, you can say anything you feel like.
Oh, geez.
I'm going to go with Jean Grey.
Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I'd have to absolutely pick somebody, I don't know. I'd guess I'd go with Gwen Stacy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gwen
Actually,
Stacy or Rogue, I guess.
Hardy. Felicia Hardy was also quite attractive in the comics, yeah. So
Yeah. She's Black Cat, of course.
Black Cat, yeah.
aka rip-off Catwoman, but that's just me. Yeah. All right, so we got another question from Lily Evans. She posts up, opinion on Bruce Jenner's sex change.
Oh god, oh really?
Have you heard about this? I'm
Um,
not familiar with this.
well,
I
he no
have
longer
heard
has a penis. That's about all I know.
Well, who the hell's Bruce Jenner?
Uh,
Mm,
one of the
Kim
Kardashian
Kardashian's
sex toys, I
father,
believe.
yeah. All that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't really catch up too much with the current news
Yeah.
events, I guess you could call it. So I don't really have an opinion on this.
Current news event, yeah.
All right, let me see. All right, here's a good one. Jason 890 6432, or excuse me, Jackson 890 6432 asks, stupidest horror cliche or trope in your opinion? Man,
Black
that's
guy.
another one, man. You got a few hours?
What the hell kind of play was that?
What are you watching?
Hmm? Well, I thought we were back to Super Bowl with a few hours.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, did you hear the question though?
No, I didn't actually.
Okay, question from Jackson 890 6432 is stupidest horror cliche slash trope in your opinion?
Hmm.
Yeah, one of them is why in every horror film it always either starts off with dying.
I didn't.
You're
I didn't
breaking
get
up
it. Yeah,
bad,
I didn't
man.
get any of that, dude.
Okay. Yeah, I think one of the biggest, cliches of horror films definitely has to be the opening sex scene or someone dying
Yeah.
and black people dying in, horror films. I mean, why is it always a black person who has to die? And that is just stupid.
How many intolerances are we gonna touch on tonight?
Yeah. Dude, we're touching them all. We got no shame. I think my stupidest horror trope would be when they're always running from the killer and they like stumble like every 2 seconds.
Yeah. That's just dumb.
Oh
Does
my
it
god.
does it have to be the shower?
The shower, right? It's like I think to me that's my hey, and I got a text message. Holy crap. But no, I think that's definitely my stupidest horror trope. Like, okay, you're running from the killer, and oh yeah, another one. They seem to stumble every 2 seconds, and somehow the killer, even though he's walking, always catches up.
Yeah.
Don't really get how that works.
Just dumb. No idea.
But hold on, let me see. Okay, so my friend Matthew just apparently he's watching this stream too. Yeah, he agrees with you, Urim. He says horror trope, token black man.
Hmm.
Thank you, Matthew. Okay. Lily Evans once more asks, most ghetto city? Camden.
Camden.
Haven't been to many to get a city, but I think I'm going to go with the popular consensus over here.
Camden. I mean, don't get me wrong. Freaking Philly's a dump too, but
A word.
yeah, Philly and Atlantic City.
Mm.
They're dumps beyond dumps, but yeah, that's my top vote. Definitely goes for Camden. All right. Okay. PC Gamer 4754 asks,
Okay,
what would
before you ask the question, dude, I already like you just because of that handle. Go on.
PC gamer.
Oh, PC Gamer 4754, yeah.
Uh-huh.
You got a fan. Okay. What would be your dream vacation, he asks.
My dream vacation. I'm not really a traveler. That's a tough one just for that reason.
Well, where would you like to go?
That's the thing. There's really nowhere that pops out at me. I'd have to hit the tank for this one.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm not saying it would be a dream vacation, but I've always wanted to visit the pyramids.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Always
Egypt.
wanted to see that. Yeah, Egypt. I mean, even it's not quite possibly the safest place in the world right now, but
Despite the fact that they were built by aliens.
yeah, exactly. Despite the fact the pyramids were built by aliens, yeah, that would be. But let's see, true dream vacation. Holy crap! I guess I'd have to go with the cop out answer and just like to some kind of tropical island. I don't know, maybe cruise the Caribbean.
Hmm. There we go.
Yeah, it's about the closest that I can come to a dream vacation.
If I had to pick somewhere, when my dad was in the Coast Guard from 81 to 83, he was stationed in Hawaii on the Big Island. He had some
Hawaii.
he had some he had some pretty high praises for living there for that time. I would if I really had to travel anywhere, I would like to see that myself. Plus getting laid right off the plane is a nice bonus.
Yeah, by one of the Hawaiian slash Asian chicks that they got there.
If I'm so lucky that it's a chick. And the sad irony of this is looking at the next question.
Reem, what do you got?
The
Dream
Caribbean
vacation?
islands, yeah, definitely.
Uh,
Yeah.
Mm.
okay, if you were dared to kiss a guy but had the choice of kissing any guy you want, who would you
Uh,
choose and why? Why the hell would I kiss a guy?
Oh. We made the mistake of saying any question,
Any
didn't we?
question? Yeah, we made our bed, now we got a line. Holy shit.
hmm.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God, this is such a nasty question to think about.
Man.
Can I just cop out and say Jesus?
uh,
He's a guy.
Yeah.
okay, it's a bit strange though. Um,
I think Andrew would kiss Sean.
Mm, Sean or Caleb?
Sean or Brandon.
Oh, shut up. He's a he's more or less a vocal student of mine. That's all there was.
Look at this, guys. We're up to 5 viewers.
Oh, everybody wants to hear our
wow.
gay tendencies,
Everybody
do
wants
they?
to hear your gay tendencies.
Everybody would say you have the guy question. Okay, good. I have literally no answer to this question.
He's the smart one.
Yeah,
I have
good,
no answer to this question.
good move. Save your
Yeah.
dignity for another day.
All right. Well, I mean, if she wants a true answer, I don't know. I guess I go with like the most whatever attractive guy they say out there. I don't know, Chris Hemsworth or Brad Pitt or
You'd
somebody like
kiss
that.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, totally Arnold. Arnold, give me the kiss. Get down.
That's not the kiss we had in mind.
You bunch of sick bastards. Okay,
You're the sick bastard that said get down after I said Arnold.
get down. It's the chopper. Who was
Alright,
your most
moving on.
hated teacher in school?
Anybody who taught. I had authority issues growing up.
Oh man, I don't remember too many of my teachers, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's been, what, like 30, 40 years since you've been in school?
Shut the hell up. I graduated in 2001. That was 13 years ago. No, actually, 14 years ago. Sorry. Still pretty ill a long time, but still not that far off. Let's see. Most hated teacher. Damn. I did have this one first grade teacher. She was a bit of a dick. I don't even remember her name. God. I don't know. I can't really accurately answer this question because I don't really remember too many of my teachers. So, Reem, you have anybody or
No, I think I've had good relationships with most of them, so yeah. Which is always a plus.
Andrew?
No.
What was the question again?
Who was your most hated teacher in school?
Oh, we're still there. I hated all of them.
Yeah. Simple answer. Distinct.
I I had issues with authority growing up, and in some ways I still do. I'm still a defiant son of a bitch and always will be.
There you go. Oh man. All right, so apparently, guys, we have a fan. Lily Evans says she's going to be watching the show from now on. Awesome.
Thank you, Lily.
Good.
And it seems there's more to this. Oh, she makes jokes about that all the time. Says, "Don't tell the Asian chick that he's going to kiss a guy."
Yeah.
She jokes about that all the time.
So you do know her?
No, not Lily. I'm saying the Asian chick.
Oh, the Asian chick.
She jokes about that all the time.
So does she know the Asian chick?
Doubtful. I've never even heard her name, so I highly doubt she's from here.
Oh, you're hilarious. You're hilarious.
Oh,
Wow.
I didn't know you were blowing robots of murder.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I definitely kiss the Terminator before he blows my anyway.
Blows your mind, right?
Blows my mind, yeah. Okay, next question from Tumblr. Jason eats live bait. All right, Jason, that's nice to know. What are your thoughts on the Sony hack scandal?
Oh, the one involving the interview.
The interview, yeah.
Uh, Honestly, saying that Korea did it is probably the big cop-out answer. I honestly don't know whether they did or they didn't. They're too convenient a scapegoat for that one, just because of the timing.
I mean, and for me personally, I think it was just a very shrewd marketing ploy, to be honest.
You
I mean,
think you think Sony brought that on itself?
yeah, I think that the whole thing about them getting hacked was just that was just a cover smokescreen. I think they did this to kind of recoup their losses because they knew that this movie would have done poorly had they released it without some kind of clever marketing scheme. And look, I mean, they released this thing that they got hacked, because this movie is supposedly so controversial, and the Koreans are up in arms about it, and so now you instantly generate interest. You say you're going to supposedly pull it from theaters, and then now you create a demand for the movie, and look what the movie made, what, 16, 17 million on its opening weekend. Do you think it would have ever done that if it had just been marketed as an ordinary movie? I don't think so. I think this was a rather clever scheme by Sony.
Hmm.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Your thoughts, Arim?
Yeah, I agree with you actually. I agree with Andrew as well. I think it's quite it's quite a cop out, and at the same time it's quite premature to blame North Korea for the whole thing, whereas it could be definitely an inside job, because who on earth? I mean, apart from the interview being a bit of an offensive film for the North Koreans, who would be that interested in hacking Sony? Probably it's more likely someone from the industry hacked them rather than a country who doesn't really care much about the rest of the world. So yeah.
So you think it was like an inside job then? If
Yeah.
it if it really happened at all, I don't know. It's just
Yeah, I do.
I just found the thing to be. I mean, I just found the whole thing to be extremely suspect on the part of Sony because, like, it wasn't only the part about the movie, the interview, but supposedly a lot of their emails got hacked and a lot of their posts and PMs got
Yeah,
leaked
exactly.
out.
Yeah.
And you read some of these PMs and some of these supposed emails, and a lot of them read like marketing ads. Like there was one supposedly talking about Ghostbusters 3, and they read less like, oh, our PMs and our emails were hacked, but hey, this movie's coming out now. Go see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree. And they've actually used it, to rally people around the film as well. Because I mean, it's a Seth Rogen, and James Franco movie. Honestly, there are not many people who would care about it, but then you have the entire political thing, about us against the North Koreans, and then you bring that in, and then you're basically playing with people's emotions, and you're using it, to make profit of the film. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so Lily Evans again asks, "Have you ever fangirled everything?" I have never heard of a fangirl. I've heard of fanboys, but never fangirls. No,
Same thing except the other gender.
fanboyism is not something that I prescribe to very much. I mean, I like a lot of things. Like I said, I like comic books, and but I've never been in part of that ridiculously annoying, slightly psychotic fan base that defends things to a fault.
We
So,
also don't make habits of shrieking.
yeah. But no, I've never personally myself fanboyed everything. Like I said, there's things that I like, and there's things that I will defend to a certain degree, but nothing to the psychotic degree that some of these people do. Like, for instance, there's a bunch of stories about a bunch of fanboys about I think they're Sonic. I think they're big fans of Sonic the Hedgehog,
Mm.
and these people have literally um, just you know threatened to kill people if they say the slightest negative about Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm like, seriously? You're talking about a cartoon blue hedgehog and you're threatening to kill somebody over it?
And the sad part of this, their opinions haven't diminished as a result of this reboot that they've done of it.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, that
there's
that's a whole novel in and of itself for me. Just because I grew up with Sonic and this new reboot they called Sonic Boom is honestly unrecognizable to me.
but there was this other thing about this. I guess the kid's like a famous YouTuber or something. He's got like slight autism. I think his name is Chris Chan.
Mm.
There was a story I think about him. He like went nuts or something. Went into a gaming shop
Mm.
and took like I think it was he flipped out because Sonic's arms were blue and he insisted that they were tan in color. So he started vandalizing as many Sonic figures as he could find. Maced one of the employees at the GameStop and claimed when he got caught that he did it all for the virtue of Sonic.
Wow.
Is that what he calls it?
Yeah. But on the other hand, yeah, you've heard of what the hell are those people called that are fans of ICP? They have like a special name.
Mm,
Uh,
Like gigolos or some shit like that.
oh, Juggalos.
Juggalos, there you go.
Yeah.
They're like purportedly insane too, because you say anything negative about the ICP and they start burning down houses. So no, fanboyism is something I don't really get into. But next question. Lily asks, favorite fast food. Wow.
If Arby's counts, Arby's.
I'm gonna go with Taco Bell. Just me.
I'm going to go with. Uh, this is not a fast food restaurant, but the food doesn't take that long to make. So I'm going to go Subway.
Subway. Okay,
Mm.
that's good. As a close second, I'll put McDonald's French fries down too. They're just freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't really have a second.
All right. She asks, opinion on Photoshop. Should it be illegal?
Hell no. Absolutely not.
Photoshop is pretty fun. I
Oh,
will
yeah.
admit that. There's a lot of shit you can do with it.
Oh yeah, many hilarious things can be done with it. To outlaw that kind of comedy is
It's just
is
criminal in
bad,
itself.
is just bad PR.
Yeah, I don't have any gripes with Photoshop.
Yeah,
I,
neither do
I love Photoshop. So, yeah. Oh boy, here's an interesting one. Most hated boy band of all time. Jeez.
Toss up between One Direction and 5 Seconds of Summer.
I've only heard of One Direction. Haven't heard of the other guys.
That's probably because they're just another boy band.
I'm gonna go with the cop out answer and say NSYNC.
Honestly,
Yeah.
honestly, I liked their harmonies. They did sound really, really good. Whatever else you want to say about them.
Them and there was another annoying one. They were like an NSYNC clone back in the late 90s. What they 98 degrees, I think they were.
Yeah, 98 Degrees was out there.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know too many boy bands, so I can't really.
Yeah, I'm going to go with One Direction as well. So yeah.
One Direction. Nah, I actually have to look these guys up. Waiting for tonight. No. All right, next question. No, Photoshop can also mislead you guys into liking a girl based on fake looks. Yeah, that's true.
That's true, but it's
But
worth
if
it's worth the
if
hilarity.
you actually know what you're looking for, I don't think anybody can really be fooled by that.
That, or if you have answers, like in case you suspect you're being led on, or if you think everybody's leading you on, you can make comedy out of it.
Yeah.
So if the girl is faking her looks, then any of us will probably just call her out on it immediately. Or if you happen to actually look like the girl that you are advertising yourself to be, then great.
Yeah. All right. Carrie has a question. Carrie asks, "You guys remember your last dream?"
My last dream,
I don't have too many dreams.
I was conducting an orchestra, a very large one.
God, I don't remember. Ureem, you remember your last dream?
No, I don't actually. Yeah. So, nope.
I'm trying to think. My last dream. Damn.
If it
I can
wasn't
tell you.
wet, if it wasn't wet, it doesn't matter.
It was. Yeah. It wasn't my last dream, but it's definitely my most bizarre one. I was sitting in like a all white room. There was a brick wall at the end of at the end of the room. There was like four white walls, and then there's this one brick wall like right in front of me. There were a bunch of chairs, and sitting right next, like in a corner, right next to the brick wall, was this like gorilla. He was wearing a red hat. So he was just sitting there minding his own business, right? So I'm sitting in one of the chairs, and all of a sudden, for no reason, I bolt out of my chair, I tackle the gorilla, and I start beating the ever-living crap out of him. And I just start doing this and doing this, and mind you, the gorilla's like freaking 10 times bigger than I am, but he's just like, and I'm just beating the living crap out of him. I have no idea why.
Because Donkey Kong is sitting there wearing Diddy Kong's cap, and you wanted to know why.
I don't know. It's the most bizarre. I mean, it was hilarious, but it was the most bizarre dream I think I've ever had. I don't know what was going on there. What was your most bizarre dream, Marim?
Uh, my most, I'm actually a pretty, I hate coffins. There was actually a film with Ryan Reynolds where he gets locked in a coffin and he can't open it up. I've actually had that dream. It has to be the scariest thing I've ever experienced in my life. So yeah, that has to
Oh,
be,
buried alive kind of thing?
yeah, I know. So
Oh, absolutely.
that was just, ugh. Yeah, so, and the worst thing is that, at times in dreams, you're dreaming and you try to wake yourself up, but you cannot. So, yeah, I experienced that simultaneously when I was dreaming the dream. So, yeah,
Oh my
that was
God.
scary.
No, but I'll tell you, like, my most terrifying dreams are the ones you really can't wake up from. I've had those quite a few times.
Mm.
That one, and it's been like one or two instances where it's really bizarre. You have a dream within a dream.
Mhm.
Mm.
I've had those a few times. And then the ones I absolutely love is where you're in a dream and you know you're in a dream.
Yeah,
You're
those.
walking around and things are so freaking, idiotic and stupid. You're like, this has got to be a dream. There's no way that this can be real. And I love that you actually realize that you're in a dream. I think that's awesome.
Mm.
All right, Carrie. Lol, that's so you, Chris. Follow up. Do you try to figure out whether it means anything symbolic to your waking life? No, I'm not one of those people who try to affix some kind of deep meaning to every freaking dream that I have, because if I did, I'd be in the loony bin right now. By now. So, no, I think some dreams are just, byproducts of the imagination.
Yeah, if I don't draw any immediate meaning from the dream that I just had, I just roll it off and move on.
Yeah, and that's even if I remember the freaking dream that I have. I'd say I remember maybe 10% of all the dreams that I have. So
And if you don't, I mean, it's safe to assume that it's really not that important.
exactly, it's like I mean, my mother's one of them people who has a dream, and she's searching in the Bible for like 10 hours to see what the deep meaning behind it is. Like, Mom, you just had a dream. Could it be just possible that you just had a dream? That does happen.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, no, I'm not one of those people that I'm definitely not a Joseph. But anyway, okay, follow up going back to the Photoshop thing. Lily Evans asks, how about Photoshop illegal on magazine covers?
If it's attractive, no.
Yeah, I mean, if it's meant to sell a product, then I don't think it's illegal or should
It,
be
it's
illegal.
it's unethical, but it's not illegal.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on what you're selling too. I mean, if
Sex.
every supermodel out there, has had some kind of Photoshop doctored to her in some way or another. So,
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know if you could really call that illegal. That goes under creative license, I guess.
Yep.
Freedom of the press.
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute, guys. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right, let me go back to these Tumblr questions. All right, ABC Scammer 10998 asks. Oh boy, this is one really good for Reem. I'm gonna wait till he comes back to ask that one. All right, let me move on to the next one. All right, Toadstool Mario asks, favorite Sith Lord?
Sidious.
Lord Sidious. Man, see, is he talking cinematic or EU? If he's talking EU, then I'm gonna have to go with Darth Nihilus. Man,
Hmm.
that's a good one for Reem too. Should ask him till he gets back. Oh man, now we're getting into the really good questions. These are awesome. Let me see if I can find. Okay, life. Da, 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 da. Okay, I don't think this is one that Urim would know about, so I'm going to ask this to us. Mumra versus Hordak, and that was asked by Sputnik Dairy Farm 2378.
Hmm.
I am Team Mumra all the way. Hard question.
Very.
Come on, dude, you got to go with Mumra. He kicks ass.
Can I really cop out and say Skeletor?
It's not part of the question.
Yes, I know exactly.
Well, Skeletor would get his ass kicked by either one. Are you kidding me?
Yes, he would.
Not even a valid question.
Mumra, just because he's got fangs in multiple visible places.
Dude, he's just Mumra. Wow, he's just like one of the most awesome villains like ever conceived. Bug Hordak. All right, Carrie says good night. Good night, Carrie. Thank you for joining us.
Good night,
Have a good
Carrie.
night.
Thank you.
All right, Lily Evans asks, do you believe you can be born without a belly button? Adam?
He wasn't born.
Yeah, he wasn't born, so. No, I don't think you can be born. That would be technically impossible, wouldn't it?
It is because that's
Placenta.
the stump of the umbilical cord.
Right. So I don't think that.
So they'd have to cut it in such a way that the skin heals over smoothly, which you'd have to kind of get in there in order to dig out the root of the cord.
Yeah. So
So no,
no,
that's not possible.
that's not possible. Okay, Lily also asks, have you ever had a kitty website account
You're,
like Club Penguin?
you're blatantly ignoring the other one.
What, my last dream sitting on Arnold's lap
Yeah.
and knowing it's not a roll of quarters in his pocket? Ha 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 ha. You're hilarious.
To answer the question itself, no, I have not.
I don't even know what she means, like a kitty website.
If you've ever heard of Club Penguin, you would understand what that means. It's basically exactly as it says, is it's meant for little kids and will amuse no one but little kids.
So if it's only for little kids, why the hell would I have an account at a little kid site?
I get the feeling there's a joke and or subliminal message in there somewhere
Could be.
behind that message.
I think she's having way too much fun since she's like our only. Well, there's another person here watching, but she's the only one that's been asking questions for the past hour. So,
Mm.
well, those, and we've been answering the Tumblr ones.
Yeah.
Get a little closer. All right. See, all these are awesome questions that I want to answer without Ureem. So, what's the have what about those two guys that you asked to join the chat, Andrew? Did any of them ever respond to you?
No, they didn't, which is a shame because they both would fit in quite nicely here.
Yeah, I bet. All right, let me check Facebook real quick, see if I got anything.
Lily's got another one.
Hold on. Go ahead, dude. You could totally like read it out, cause
It simply says favorite Vine,
favorite Vine.
Poison
What does
Ivy.
that mean?
I'm assuming that she means the little 6-second videos that float around the internet.
Oh, like a meme or something?
Not really. It's basically somebody's bored enough to take like a 4, 5, 6-second video of doing pretty much anything and putting it online. Like if it's 6 seconds or less, that's what constitutes as a Vine.
It hardly constitutes as a video.
I'm going to answer
I
that
think,
with
anyway.
I'm going to answer that with anything Poison Ivy wraps me around with. You'd better understand that
Simple
reference.
answer.
Poison Ivy.
I do understand the reference.
Good.
Poison Ivy Vine, not too difficult.
Uma Thurman, man. Say whatever you want about
Yeah,
the movie. Say whatever about the movie, but she was fucking hot.
that's one of her most memorable roles in my opinion. That one, and wasn't she in the that old movie, The Avengers?
That and Kill Bill.
She was like Kill Bill. Yeah, she was alright. She was a little older in that one, but still not
Yeah.
too bad. Those are about the only roles that I actually remember her in.
Who?
Uma Thurman.
Oh, Reem's back.
Oh, sweet.
All right, now we can start answering some really awesome questions. Okay, let me see, where was I? Get a little closer. Okay, ABC Scammer 10998 asks, okay, this is like more of an advice type question, but that's cool. I've been trying my hand at acting for years, but doors keep getting slammed in my face. Do you think that acting just comes naturally, or can it be a learned skill?
Oh, it can absolutely be learned.
It's a bit of both.
Uh,
It's all about being comfortable with just being in front of a lot of people and playing different characters. If you can just match that, or if you're naturally good at it, then yeah, of course. So yeah, it's a bit of both.
I'm gonna agree with Ureem here. I think it can definitely be a natural skill. But even the most natural actor, has to get coached in some way or another.
Mm.
So you can be born with a natural type of skill to do this kind of stuff, but it has to be refined. It has to be honed. So yeah, there's a lot of learning that goes along with it. And my advice to you, dude, if you ever listen to this, ABC Scammer 10998, don't get discouraged by doors getting slammed in your face, because it's happened to any actor out there. So you're definitely not alone in this. I mean, that's just the nature of the business, I guess. When doors getting slammed in your face, there are going to be 10 people to every one telling you that you're no good. You always got to stick with that one person who's actually giving you a chance. So, yeah, my advice to you, dude, is just get coaching as much as you can. Refine all your skills, and just keep doing what you're doing. Don't be discouraged in any way, because that's just kind of the nature of the business. You know what I mean? Would you guys agree with that, or?
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
agree. Absolutely.
Oh boy, she's picking on us hardcore here, dude. Have you guys ever actually had a girlfriend before? Yes, I have.
Yes,
Once.
I have, yeah.
Once.
And it was the most miserable fucking experience of my life. And I don't mean that literally.
Oh man. Oh boy. Wow. Why the hell do these things keep freaking jumping here? Hold on.
We should just go from the bottom up because they're appearing. That's how they're appearing.
Yeah. All right. Conspiracy theories that you believe in.
The government,
Wow.
the American government hates us and wants us all to die.
I've always been a firm and affirmant believer in the Illuminati. So.
Yeah, I'm going to go agree with that, yeah. Same there. That's what
So.
it is, yeah.
I mean, I could be here all night. I mean, just talking about all kinds of conspiracy theories, but that's basically what I think it all boils down to is the Illuminati. So,
Hmm.
and dude, she's asking you what happened to you, man, Andrew.
What happened?
I think she's talking about your one experience with your one girlfriend.
I was just miserable having to share my life with anybody. It wasn't. I really don't think it was her in particular, but I was just not happy being with somebody in that way. And I really don't feel like that's changed in the 2.5 years since. That's all.
How long were you with her?
2 years,
2 years.
about.
Okay. Okay, she asked, Apple or Android?
Droid. 4S.
Yeah, I'll probably have to go with the Android too, just because it has a lot more features on it.
Good product, but I'm going to go, because I've also had a Droid before, but I think the pros of having a Droid definitely weigh out pros of having an Apple, so yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I see it too. So,
Besides,
all right.
Apple's overpriced.
Yeah.
All right, I asked this question between when you were out, Areem. Toadstool Mario asked, "Who's your favorite Sith Lord?"
Ah, Revan.
Ah,
Absolutely.
EU. See, I picked EU too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I picked Darth Nihilus.
Nihilus, oh cool. Yeah, I'm going to go with Darth Revan. Absolutely. Amazing.
Hmm. I have to pick one from the expanded universe, huh?
Well, yeah, because I like Vader and all, but I just like the EU characters better. I don't know. Just they kind of embody more what I think a Sith Lord is and should be. It's just my opinion.
Hmm.
Okay. Andrew equals forever alone.
I'm cool with that.
Would you agree with that?
I'm very, very in agreement with that.
Okay, here's an interesting question. Do you have or want any tattoos?
I don't have any tattoos, nor do I want any.
I also don't want any.
Yeah, I kind of go with the consistency here. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with them particularly. I don't down anybody that has them. I just don't want any myself. So
Huh.
I don't know. That's just me. Ooh, okay, here's an awesome one. This is a Tumblr question. Glamorous Force user asks, if you could film a movie about your life, what would be the title, and what Hollywood actor would you get to play you? That's a loaded question.
Ah.
Oh, how many ways could I go with this?
All right, let's see. Title I would go with, or almost there.
Almost there.
Almost there.
That's a good one, yeah.
And I guess as Hollywood actors, I don't know, Mark Consuelos, I guess. He's Kelly Ripa's husband.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Well, the easier question of that is who would I get to play myself? That would easily have been Marlon Brando, were he still alive.
Marlon Brando.
And as for the title, I would say.
I think you look more like Seth Rogen, honestly.
Yeah,
You
I
think
was
so?
thinking the same thing, yeah.
No, I was going more on my fatness, but anyway. Uh, what would I say?
Well, while he's
I would
thinking
call
about
it
it,
I would call it isolation with the
isolation.
subtitle with the subtitle in case you ever wondered what hell looks like.
I think you're a closet goth too, man.
I may be.
Urim?
I'm going to call, yeah, Take the Leap.
Take the
Because,
leap.
yeah,
Take
Take
the
the
leap.
Leap.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
because it epitomizes my relationships with women in general. Uh, just putting it out there. Uh, but I have no idea who would actually, yeah. I have no idea who would actually get to play me. Hmm, this is going to be funny. I'm going to go with Andrew Garfield for some odd reason. That's the only reason
Drew
I can think of.
Garfield.
Yeah,
I
that's
can see that actually.
yeah. Oddly enough, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Yeah.
That's funny.
Hmm.
I don't think there's any like let me see. Any like prominent like Middle Eastern actors? I can't think of any. But all right, if you want to go with Andrew Garfield, that's totally cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's what makeup is for, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she's apparently
Oh,
roasting me here. It was a hashtag, not an equal sign. Sorry.
do you not tweet?
Yeah. No, actually, I don't. So, oh, classic rock band you like? Okay, what constitutes as classic?
Personally, I'd say nowadays I'd say 80s and before.
Yeah, all right. Well, if you want to go 80s, Metallica.
In DC.
AC/DC. Okay, that's another good one.
I'll go a bit softer than that and say the police.
Another one that I always liked was the Grateful Dead.
Mm.
Hmm.
I think
ZZ Top was good too,
they were what, late 60s, weren't they?
somewhere around there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say the Grateful Dead, Metallica. I mean, all the classic ones. Pantera, AC/DC,
Iron Maiden, particularly.
like Kareem said. I mean, the what do they call it? The Big Five. I forgot who it was. Alice in Chains. Nah, they're not too much. They're early '90s. I won't call them really classic, but yeah, I'm a big fan of metal all around. Big fan of rock. All right, let's go to another Tumblr question here. Okay, Netgear 4098 asks, "Who are your life heroes?"
Oh, easily my parents. I
Okay.
know it's. I realize that's a cop-out answer, but they did a lot for me when I was younger. A lot of things that I really can't repay.
Yeah, I'd also add my parents in that mix. Let's see. Outside that, I've always loved Rod Serling. I think he was a creative genius.
Mm.
He's got to be one of my greatest inspirations. Yeah, Urim.
Yeah. Other than I'm going to get my parents, of course. But other than that, I'm going to go with MK Gandhi, actually, for a couple of reasons. Well, the first one would have to be because he was involved in a struggle, political struggle against the British Empire in India, and that was, studying that was, quite phenomenal how he reacted, and secondly would have to be because of his the inspirations that he drew out from the Beatitudes and the Sermon on the Mount. I think he was one of the very few people, if we are to look at, one of the very few people who have actually practiced what Christ taught on the, and Gandhi will have to be the very few people in the world that actually done that. So yeah, MK Gandhi.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very good. All right, I'm going to ask the next question, and I'm going to step away for just a second to get a glass of water so you guys can mull over this.
Sure.
This is kind of a nerd fight. 21 Ways to Drown asks, Beastmaster versus Conan the Barbarian.
Make this a very, very long drink.
I'll be right back, guys.
Ah, Conan.
And of course, Arnold has just come up again in that one.
Yeah, he just had to.
Hmm.
I'm gonna, uh, I'm going to go with Beastmaster, and for some odd reason, yeah.
Hmm. This may take me a while. He may even get back before I answer.
That's fine.
Ah, damn. I'm gonna have to give it to Conan.
Conan? Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, who'd you guys come up with?
Conan, sheer muscle.
So, I will Beastmaster. So, yeah.
I would have to say Beastmaster, just because he's got
Yeah.
animals with him.
Yeah, same there.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Here's an interesting one. Any dudes you see at church with their girlfriends that you particularly want to comment on? Again, I asked for the third time. You got a few hours?
What the
Okay,
hell? Anyway,
Chris, do you want to start?
Oh, jeez. Well, I guess this is kind of generalized where you see like a hot chick with like a really homely looking dude, and you're like, what the hell? How much is he paying her? You know what I mean?
this is church, man.
I'm just saying in general. I mean,
Uh,
it doesn't go on. I know everything's not about looks, but I mean, you gotta have something to draw the chick in. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying what you're thinking.
Hmm? Uh, hmm. This is a tough one, only because it's just slightly complicated. Uh,
you think?
yeah, to be quite fair, I mean, I haven't seen like I've no idea what Chris is talking about, but I haven't seen many relationships like those in church. I might be missing something if I haven't seen any of those, but it's just, I mean, okay, if it works out in church for you, it's a nice thing. but you know, the world's bigger than that, and I would don't do that. So that's just me.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting take.
church is definitely not my place of getting to know someone all that well. So, yeah.
True. True. Yeah. Andrew.
Hmm. We still on church and girlfriends and whatnot?
Yeah. Apparently.
So,
Uh, honestly, not really. Mainly because, mainly because they wear loose enough clothing that I really can't see much.
Okay.
Hey,
Oh
I
yeah.
have my moments of weakness, and I'm in the perfect place to pray them off.
Yeah. Moments of weakness. You just described my entire life. So. All right. I'm going to answer two more questions, and I'm going to wrap this up because we've been going for like 2.5 hours now. So.
Hmm. Well, there's three sitting in the app.
Let's see. I think with
We
this.
might have
Okay.
we might have to cut Lily off at this point just because we're gonna wrap it.
All right. Weird couples that you have seen together. I think we kind of already answered that one. Cat
Yeah.
or dog? Dog, definitely.
Cat. Cat.
I'm a dog person, so.
dog.
I'm, yeah, I'm allergic to cats, so.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm going to ask one more Tumblr question, then I'm going to wrap it up here.
Okay.
Oh, boy. All right. Jarvis890 asks, top 5 hottest animated women.
Hmm.
So this is a little broader than the one we hit earlier,
Hmm.
and I don't necessarily mean the women.
Let me see. I think Jessica Rabbit. That's
Jessica
kind of a
Rabbit. Yeah.
That's the biggest fucking cop out I've heard all night.
pretty much, yeah, but it's a cop out that I stand by.
hmm
Chitara from
Hmm.
the Thundercats.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was
jeez.
was always something about Chi Chi from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Hmm.
The Baroness from G.I. Joe.
Yep.
hmm
Let me see. Chitara. Da, 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 da. I can't really. I know there's gotta be more out there. I'm just not thinking of them right now. Oh boy. What was the name of that Jessica Rabbit ripoff? She was in Cool World.
Betty Boop.
No, not Betty Boop. Hollywood, I think her name was. From Cool World. Gee, I can't really think of anybody else.
Hmm.
Andrew, you got anybody else?
Not offhand. And my cylinders are about burned out.
Yeah. Urim?
I'm going to say if considering all anime book ones and all that, I'm going to say I thought Mulan, the main character.
Mulan.
Yeah, she was pretty attractive, mate. And I'll have to go with Aurora from Sleeping Beauty. I mean, Aurora itself is a pretty sexy name, but yeah, Aurora, the character, she was pretty beautiful. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Mulan and Aurora.
I didn't even bring the Disney princesses into mind. All right. If you want to go Disney princesses,
Yeah.
Jasmine, Princess Jasmine, loved her. Uh, God,
I have this thing for fish. That I even said Ariel.
Ariel. No,
Ariel,
what's her name? Esmeralda from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Thought she was hot.
she was pretty attractive as well.
uh, other than that, not too many, honestly. I guess I could go with Ariel. I think she was pretty cute, but all right.
Pocahontas as well, yeah.
Nah,
Pocahontas
I
as
wasn't
well.
really digging Pocahontas now all that much.
No?
What was that one chick's name from Hercules?
Meg.
Yeah,
No, yeah.
yeah. Thought she was cute.
Mm.
But yeah, all right. I'm gonna wrap it up here, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me again.
Oh, absolutely. As always, this has been fun.
It's been real
My
fun.
pleasure.
Thank you for being here, and I want to thank our two viewers here, Lily Evans. Thank you for asking so many questions and being part of the stream. Like I said, if you ever want to be part of the broadcast, send me a PM or contact me on Facebook, or I also have a Tumblr, so you can contact me anyways, one of those ways. So, once again, thank you for joining us, and I hope to see you on the next show. I will announce it over Facebook, and like I said, I'm hoping to make this a kind of a monthly thing. So hopefully, we'll gain a larger and larger audience every time we do this.
Hmm.
So once again, gentlemen, thank you, and I want to say goodnight to all our viewers. And
Good night.
yeah,
Good night, all. Thank you.
Thank you.
all right, later.